Time it all goes down on Netflix. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, the men on the marquee atop our outstanding four-fight main card. An absolute honor and privilege, as you might expect, to be inside Allegiant Stadium tonight. First boxing event live inside the home of the Raiders. John Anik alongside the absolute legends, the esteemed analyst Max Kellerman, the Hall of Famer Andre Ward. Trey, you've been in there, you've been here for a lot of big ones. This one feels as big as it gets.
And this fight has all the big fight feels, but something feels a little bit different tonight. We don't always get great fights when there's a big event. And we're going to get that tonight because you have two real guys who have been extremely stubborn about their greatness. You haven't seen any give in either one of them throughout the course of their career. And I've been around the game for most of my life. I'm 41 years old, and I have more questions about this fight than I do answers. But I'm so excited that tonight, those questions will be answered.
Real super fights cannot be promoted into existence. The way it works is when the dust settles in an era, there's one guy and there's the other. That's a super fight. The dust has settled. Canelo Alvarez is in one corner. Bud Crawford is in another corner. And right before they start fighting, ding, ding, round one is the greatest moment in sports.
Their future's in the Hall of Fame. They're present as big a fight as the sport of boxing can put together, and the man out of the red corner, none other than the undisputed super middleweight champion, the face of boxing, Canelo Alvarez.
Who early in his career, the question was, is he being manufactured as a star to exploit the Mexican fan base, or will he eventually earn it? He has not been, didn't just inherit the Floyd Mayweather mantle, face of boxing. He earned it the hard way. He went through Triple G when no other middleweight wanted to touch him and eventually dominated him.
And later tonight, Andre, he will try to be the first man to solve Terence Bud Crawford in a boxing ring.
Terence Crawford, no matter how much success he's had throughout the course of his career, he constantly get questioned. Is he a star? Can he beat this guy? Can he beat that guy? Can he get a signature win? We got the signature win 2 years ago against Errol Spence, but now he's in against a legend in Canelo Alvarez, and he called for that. The stage is set, the table is set. Terence Crawford now just has to come through.
Crawford trying to make himself undeniable as an all-time great tonight, and no better way to do it than by getting past Canelo Alvarez here as the slight betting underdog. Here's the business we'll attend to before we transition over to Netflix coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern. We got 6 preliminary bouts. We'll begin with the Mexican hopeful, the Olympic boxing silver medalist Marco Verde. He takes on the late replacement Sona Akale in a light heavyweight matchup. Steven Nelson versus Rico Santana. Other highlights include the undefeated heavyweight Ivan Dichko. He takes on veteran Jermaine Franklin Jr. And Max, the feature prelim is a good one. The rematch between Serhii Bohachuk and Brandon Adams.
And Serhii Bohachuk is one of these guys who makes great fights. And he was making the fight against Adams the first go-round. But Adams, in retreat, was landing, was making Bohachuk pay a price. They didn't look like devastating punches, but if you chop the tree enough, eventually it falls. And the left hook you just saw was the beginning of the end for Bohachuk. Didn't look especially devastating, but it was the accumulation of shots. And eventually, Adams ended this fight viciously. Bohachuk got to be better tonight.
Yeah, Bohachuk will try to exact his revenge later tonight, and Andre Ward, the lone heavyweight matchup on the card tonight. The promising Ivan Dichko taking on the veteran Jermaine Franklin Jr.
Dichko's a guy that has a lot of promise, but he's been plagued by layoffs. But he can wipe all of that away tonight with a dominating performance against Franklin. Franklin is a guy that falls out of love, back into love with boxing. Well, with this moment and this opportunity tonight, he better make up his mind and decide that he's in love with boxing tonight because he needs this moment and this win.
That is well put. Seems as though the winner of that one can expect big things later this year. All right, first of 10 fights coming your way from Allegiant Stadium tonight. Here is the tail of the tape for our opener. Marco Verde is 23. Sona Akale, the late replacement, 37. 1.5 inches the difference in height. We'll see if Verde can maximize what is a 2-inch advantage in reach. Now for your bout introductions. For the first time tonight, we say hello to Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Live from Allegiant Stadium here in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Fight fans, a very good afternoon and welcome to an exciting night of world-class World Championship boxing. It is Canelo versus Crawford. And it is all presented tonight by Riyadh Season and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, and Chairman of the Saudi Boxing Federation, Turki Al-Sheikh. And now, fight fans, we are set to go with our first bout tonight. 6 rounds is scheduled in the middleweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside: Max DeLuca, Glenn Feldman, and Ricardo Ocasio. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Mark Nelson. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing maroon and white, he weighed in officially 158 pounds. In 12 professional fights, his record stands at 9 victories, 3 defeats, 4 wins, coming by way of knockout from St. Paul, Minnesota. Here is Sona Sling Proper Akale! And across the ring, in the red corner stands his opponent. Wearing purple trunks, he too weighed in 158 pounds even. In 2 professional fights, he stands perfect with 2 victories, no defeats, 1 win coming by way of knockout desde Mazatlan, Sinaloa, Mexico. Here's a 2024 Olympic silver medalist representando Mexico, el invicto Marco Verde.
Gentlemen, you had my instructions earlier, so you know exactly what I expect. Any punches right here or lower are considered low. Any punches right here down are considered low. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. Good luck.
Marco Verde was considered maybe the most marketable prospect coming out of the Olympics, silver medalist, considered a potential heir to the throne, the Mexican throne, as the big attraction south of the border. He's in against Akale, a guy who's brought in as an opponent for Nico Ali Walsh, Muhammad Ali's grandson,
right,
and upset the apple cart and won.
And man, would it be an even bigger upset if he could spring it here tonight against the 2024 Olympic silver medalist Marco Verde. Became the first Mexican since 1984, Hector Lopez, to hit the podium for the great nation of Mexico.
Okay, here we go.
2-0 for Marco Verde. He is in the purple trunks and southpaw stance. Sona Akale counters in white and red.
Verde, for all that he's accomplished as an amateur, really didn't have that many amateur fights. He's a guy that had about 50 fights. Typically a guy who wins an Olympic medal, they're up in 100, 150, sometimes 200, 300 amateur fights. So even though he has those accomplishments and he's polished, he's still on the job. He's still learning on the job.
Rare for a south of heavyweight Olympic fighter, Dre, to have that few fights.
And he didn't necessarily go to Paris thinking that was going to be the end of his amateur career, but once he hit that podium, he felt like that cycle in his career was over. Akale said he was in dog shape, but admittedly did not have a training camp in advance of this opportunity tonight. When I'm out of shape, I'm going to start telling people I'm in dog shape.
Verde landed a nice straight left hand moments ago. Akale told him, "You got me."
Good shot to the body by Slink Proper, Sona Akale, making his Las Vegas debut tonight.
You can see Akale stays ready.
Good counter with the right hand by Verde.
Akale getting hit as he stands on the outside and he tries to think, and he gets hit as he's on the way out if he's not mindful of his defense. Tough road for him going in to try to land punches and going out trying to exit.
And a really good last-minute replacement opponent for Verde. In Verde's career and his ascent, you want to see what happens when he hits a guy who doesn't just go away because he's going to get hit and continues to try to compete.
Oh, beautiful shot right on the bell line by Verde.
I don't think the ref saw it.
That pause in the action just there.
Good. Keep the punches
extended
up,
this
okay?
fight, it looks like, to me, Dre.
Good left hand connection. Now the right hand for Verde. Akale goes down.
Bro, he grabbed me. 4, 5.
That is a knockdown.
6, 7, Hey, give me your gloves. You ready to
Holly's
go?
an easy guy to root for, but he grabbed you. He went upside your head with about 4 devastating shots.
Keep standing there for the same shot.
I mean,
Verde hits him with the straight left to the body and comes around with the right hook, and it's getting ready to happen again because Akale's head is in the air. If you are hurt and you need a breather, get your head off the line, tuck in, and become small.
Right.
I mean, I give Akale credit. He's still competing, but he is being outclassed.
Nice job with the defensive guard by Marco Verde here, waning seconds to round 1 of a possible 6.
Akale's got to be either inside all the way on the chest of Verde or all the way on the outside where he can't get hit. He's right in range to get hit with all the big shots from Verde.
I mean, the problem is when he's on the outside, he's getting tagged, and when he comes in, he's getting
He's
tagged.
not out far enough.
Got to be out here with you and me, I think, to be far enough away.
All right, 3 minutes down. Good start for the Mexican.
It's all up. Don't worry about it. Hey, listen, we're doing just good. We just got to keep low, in and out, bro. Listen, keep moving your feet. The right hand is there. You got to keep stepping to him. You're bringing the jab and you're getting around him, but now you're not following up. You're getting there. You're closing the space. Once you close the space and you get that real estate, you got to invest now. Now that's time to get down. Yeah. You feel me? Then we're out low or
Here we see Verde doing what he does, coming in with behind the jab and a left hook, and he just lands that right hook because Akale is just standing there with his hands down. He's offering no resistance, and he's at the wrong range. You can't face a guy with that kind of reach and think that you're going to reach him with those short arms.
I mean, that right hook, I like the way Verde can change the kind of trajectory of his hook on the fly. Dre, he can throw it short, he can lengthen it, and he's accurate with it. And he's throwing it as a real power shot.
All right, here we go. Round 2 of a possible 6. Marco Verde, the prohibitive betting favorite in the purple trunks. In terms of his dexterity and flexibility, Verde has drawn some comps to the late Salvador Sanchez.
Oof.
He don't lean
That's
in.
a lot. That's a lot to put on somebody,
telling you.
Salvador Sanchez, because if Julio Cesar Chavez, or Canelo Alvarez isn't the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, I know people who grew up watching Sanchez, including me, think maybe he is.
Oh, beautiful counter, backing up by Verde.
Even though Akale is still willing to throw and he's dangerous, Verde is in a good rhythm right now. He's in cruise control. And I believe it's just a matter of time before he lands that straight left to the body and that right hook around the guard of Akale because he's made no adjustments.
Some good body work a moment ago by Sona Akale. Minute gone by round 2. Excuse me, Jay.
Akale is a good opponent for your third pro fight, and Verde's making this look easy.
Get your hands free, guys. Stop. Don't be careful. Step back.
Akale fought 98 days ago in June, another short notice opportunity in Orlando. So he answers the bell routinely when he hasn't had a training camp on the front end. Nice connection by Akale there.
I mean, what I admire about Akale is after the beating he took in the first round, he still hasn't been convinced that this is an exhibition of some kind.
Right.
Well, this isn't a will thing. This is a skill thing. That's the difference here.
Yeah, good way to put it. Just over a minute to go here, round 2.
But there's a difference between a guy who, I'm still going through the motions, and a guy who's clearly still competing to win. And Akale is. Verde's going to have to end this by force, it seems to me.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Oh, good short shot
right
landed
there.
for Akale,
I mean, and if you're in Akale's corner, that's the, third or fourth time in this fight that he's been really buzzed. You might start thinking about maybe him not taking too many more shots.
Right hand from Verde, forced to retreat there by Akale, and a big uppercut now from the Mexican.
I like it because the young fighter Verde is not panicking. He's not overshooting his target. He hasn't changed anything. He's just still throwing the right punches at the right arc to try to get that through and end this fight.
And Akale's corner really got to start thinking about doing the right thing very soon. Because Akale is not trying to go down.
Nice touch to the body by Marco Verde. Yeah, not forcing the finish. Just putting his shots together as he did in round 1. 2 rounds down, potentially 4 to go.
Muy bien, creo.
Very good, very good.
Sí, 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 en cada round. Aunque disminuyó, si te fijas, ya calentó.
Listen,
Ya
I know
le
that
das
you've
y está aguantando,
already
Entonces
warmed
vamos
up.
a
It's time he's
seguirlo
taking the
llevando
punches.
round por round.
He says, let's take it round by round. Keep on going.
Si lo prendes, eso va,
And right
te lo
now,
va a dar
as you turn it on,
cualquier round,
this is going to be in any round. This could happen right now. Just like,
You hear me? And then step off to your left. If we back this kid up and we're first and we're third, it's all easy all night. I'm not lying.
Pause. We got to keep active. Even
Always.
the head movement.
Yeah.
Only time he hits you when you're sitting still. That's it. Yep. All right. Hey, just like you beat Nico Ali, man, you were pressing him.
Press this guy now.
Make him uncomfortable now.
Make him
You got to follow your work. One combination is not enough.
Protect yourself in here.
Let's go, guys. Got to go. Your combination. Let's go. Another combination.
Antonio Johnson, chief in the corner of Sona Akale. Max Kellerman to my right pretty demonstrably believes that maybe the coaches could intervene here, no?
Yeah, I mean, Akale has so much heart, and he can handle himself well enough that he's taking good shots from a good puncher, and he's continuing. He's not going to quit. Someone has to save him from himself at this point. These are too many clean shots upstairs.
Outstanding boxing veteran, 2-time Golden Gloves champion Skipper Kelp is with us all night. Skip, what do you have through 2?
I have Verde up 20 to 18. He's putting on a great show. It's just a matter of time now before he gets to Akali. This is the kind of fight that a person like Verde has to do. You got to get these guys out of there to show you're on that next level.
Gotcha.
All right, thank you, Skip. Skipper Kelp with us all night.
And I get it's a big opportunity for Akale, and what if he lands something crazy, right? But the question at a certain point is, what's the trade-off, and is it worth it? This is not a fight for the title. This is still, you know, he's fighting a guy with 2 fights, and this is an opportunity for him for sure. He's made good against Nico Ali Walsh, but this is not the same kind of
But
fight.
that's part of the reason why his team is keeping him in there for better or for worse, because they know that he can pull off an upset against a prospect. I just don't think it's going to be this prospect tonight.
Akale got a late start as a professional boxer, turned pro at 31. He's 37 now.
And Verde's shown a strong gear. He's been in this same gear for the duration of the fight. I'd like to see him take it to the next level to get this fight over with, because Alkali is the stage is set, the table is set. It's time to eat and get him out of there. There's no more resistance that Alkali can put up. It's just about getting the right shot through at the right time.
I think he's trying to do all the right things. He's in with a durable guy.
Beautiful uppercut, stepping away by Marco Verde. Some blood coming out of the mouth of Akale now.
It's a good shot right there from Verde. Alkali soaking up a lot of punishment. You see blood coming out of his mouth. Just unable to land anything significant. Another big uppercut right there from Verde. And the punishment is just soaking in. And the referee's got to take a good look at Alkali. Don't ask him.
Right, you can't ask. Akale's only going to tell you he's good because
he's going to say the right thing every time, absolutely.
And Akale, you can see, can compete with a lot of guys. Not this kid, but a lot of guys.
Beautiful
on a one low, a level or 2 lower.
Akale has landed just 6% of his punches unofficially, 11 for 174. Marco Verde landing north of 30% thus far. As we come down the stretch of round 3, Verde connects again. There's an uppercut for good measure.
Your defense is tight now. I like that.
Verde's doing a lot of good things, man, and I love it because most young fighters don't do that. They don't have the patience or wherewithal to go to the body, but that body attack, just that straight left to the body, has allowed Verde to come around with that uppercut and another right hook right there, but also the right hook to the head of Alkali, which caused all the trouble from the very beginning. Body shots set up beautiful and clean head shots. And I love to see this from the young fighter.
Well, our defense is way tight now. Hey, we good. Hey, listen, brother, we gonna get this.
Let's go. Let's keep working.
I got it.
We're still working.
We're still working.
On my lift, too. Little things. Give me get off that line.
On my lift.
No, Slink, I don't need big movements. I just need small shit.
And I need
All
3,
small.
4 punches.
Come on.
All right. Pop, 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 pop. Something quick. Pop, pop, pop.
All right.
Pop, 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 pop.
I believe the ringside physician just said to the referee, Mark Nelson, how about a short leash here? So
that's responsible officiating. And by the way, Verde was not hitting him with the same force in the third round as the second round. So you might think, well, maybe his snap on his shots is fading, and so Akale can get back into the fight. That actually doesn't do Akale any favors, because what it means is extended punishment to the head.
Right.
I think Verde may have been taking an active round off. And I think he's going to be right back with that same type of heat that he had in the first 2 rounds in this 4th round.
That would be merciful to Akale at this point.
Yeah.
Oof. Nasty right hook to the body.
Verde mixing up his weaponry and his targets beautifully tonight. There's a big left hand again.
Another big left hand.
There's going to be a lot of pressure on this kid's shoulders throughout his career. Looking pretty ready for prime time here tonight.
Man, what is Akale made of that he can take these shots? Kid is tough. Not a kid 37 years old and taking those shots.
He did have a fight tentatively on the books October 9th, but wasn't in camp, and he eats another big shot. Mark Nelson has seen enough. Akale doesn't like it. Marco Verde still undefeated as he gets it done here in Vegas tonight.
And Akale's reaction is exactly why that was responsible. That dude is never going to quit, which is why he's an admirable competitor. But the ref right there was looking out for his well-being.
Short notice opportunity for Sona Akale was only confirmed on September 7th. Here's the end of the fight, Dre.
Yeah, we saw this coming. Just a lot of heavy shots. The same type of shots Akale's been taking from Verde this whole time. But when the punishment starts to soak in and the fight starts to go on, now you can't take those shots like you did early on in the fight. And the referee did his job. You don't check with the fighter to see if he's okay, because if he's a real fighter, he's going to answer the right way every single time. Good stoppage by the referee. Respect to Akale, but Verde, I'm excited about him, and I want to see a lot more.
I think a lot of boxing fans would mirror that tune, Andre. It is tough, though, for Sona Akale, right? It's the biggest fight of your career. Granted, it comes on short notice, but you got to feel for the fighter a little bit. Nonetheless, Mark Nelson wants him to live to fight another day, and tonight is about the highly touted Mexican prospect, the 23-year-old Marco Verde. Made his pro debut back in May on the Riyadh season card. Canelo Alvarez and William School. Went 6 rounds in a victory over Christian Atuesta back in July, and now a perfect 3-0 to begin his first year as a professional. Marco Verde challenges figure to get stiffer from here. To make it official, inside the ring to Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 1 minute, 11 seconds, round number 4. Referee Mark Nelson puts a halt to the fight. Your winner by TKO, se mantiene invicto. He is still undefeated, Marco Verde.
Are you fucking serious?
Not like that in my life.
We know I...
Marco.
Come on, we can't wait till 4. No. You can't wait till 4. Can't even get there to 4 from 50 work. Can't even work on 4 from 50. Come here. That's crazy.
Marco, that's a tough guy to have in your 3rd professional fight. What did you just experience?
Ese es el tipo duro para tener tu tercer pelea profesional. ¿Cómo fue la experiencia?
No, muy contento, muy feliz. Eso es lo que estamos buscando, acumular experiencia y seguir acumulando experiencia para los objetivos grandes.
Very happy. This is what we're looking for, to just keep assembling, keep having more experiences to going up the way to the top.
He's complaining about the stoppage because he's so tough, he's never going to quit. Did you feel that it was becoming a dangerous kind of fight? do you think you could have stopped him by actually knocking him out?
Se está quejando, obviamente, porque es un tipo duro y sabe cómo estaba. ¿Crees que, de verdad, tiene un problema con eso o ibas a llegar al fin de la pelea si estuvieras siguiendo?
Pues no sabemos, al final teníamos nuestra estrategia para llegar hasta la final de la pelea, no buscamos el knockout, pero se dio solo, gracias a Dios.
We don't know. Obviously, we had our strategy to finish the fight, but at the end of the day, it happened that way. So,
what's next?
I don't know. We will see. We will see this year.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you so much.
John.
Thank you, Max. Congratulations to Marco Verde, and he did just say we'll see later this year. One thing he said during fight week, I want to fight often, I want to fight as soon as possible, and we'll see if he can get one more in before they close the book on 2025. But nice to get a first-hand look at the Olympic silver medalist, Marco Verde. Well, the Bellagio was the scene earlier this week. This had never been done before. Dana White, Turki Al-Sheikh, His Excellency were there as Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford did their first stare down of many. Seemed like these fighters were going nose to nose every day during this epic fight week. And of course, you know the best is yet to come. Just over 3 hours until we transition over to Netflix, live at 9 p.m. Eastern for Canelo versus Crawford. All right, next prelim offering features one of Bud Crawford's right-hand men there in Cornhusker country, trying to make one final sprint. Steven Nelson looking to remind folks he is still a viable threat, but Cuban spoiler Rico Santana is set on flipping the script, and he is the kind of underdog who has made a habit of derailing careers. With cigar in mouth, here is Rico Santana making the walk for his 17th pro fight. But a lot of what this man has been doing in a boxing setting is not showing up on that pro record. He has competed, Max, 18 times for the Team Combat League promotion here in 2025. One-round bouts. He has fought in 18 of those this year, and I think a lot of people will maybe perceive that as not a good thing or a good thing, but the man feels like it's going to help him here in this setting tonight.
You know what the funny thing is for boxing fans? And Dre, you tell me if this is right or off base. As soon as you see the dude is from Cuba, you're thinking, uh-oh, this ain't going to be easy.
Yeah, he can fight.
He can fight, right? Am I right or wrong, Dre?
For sure.
If you see the dude is from Cuba, what are you thinking?
Sure. He can fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough night tonight for the other guy.
What is it about the Cubans?
Oh, man, they start them young. They take them to a school, you know, called the farm.
La Finca.
The farm, very, very early. And the difference with them and the Americans is they have to win. We just want to win. And you see that in the amateurs. Doesn't always trickle down to the pros, but that's the pedigree that most come from.
And it's never going to be easy, it feels like. Even if it doesn't transition to the pros to the same extent that they had amateur success, it creates problems.
Santana comes in tonight having won 3 in a row. He has spent 3 years training in El Paso, Texas, under Tommy and Joseph Galindo. He waits his opponent, Steven Nelson. All right, with much fanfare, here is Steven So Cold Nelson, 37 years of age. He is 20-1. Last fight in February, Heidi Andro, was his first pro loss, so some uncharted territory, at least competitively, for Steven Nelson here tonight.
Most definitely, but he is soaking this in, John. You see, he's one of Terrence Crawford's closest friends and teammates, has been designing his own ring walk outfit since his second pro fight, sketching them by hand, sewing on a simple singer, sourcing fabric from the Hobby Lobby. This walkout look, he said, was inspired by his childhood dreams, robotics, mechanics, and a love for Marvel and DC. Now, Crawford took notice of his love of this skill and his creativity, and for the last 4 fights has trusted Nelson to design his gear too. Nelson handles the sketches, Everlast and Off-White collabing to bring it to life with him involved in every step of the way. Bud gives him full creative control, a reflection of the bond they've shared since they were just 10 years old.
Super creative dude, and Steven Nelson, very durable guy. He works hard. I had him in camp, sneaky good. He had some good days against me, and you know, he's a guy that has been around Terrence Crawford. He hasn't had the fights in the pro ranks to make him a name, but he's been in there with top flight competition. He holds his own against Bud Crawford, and he's a guy that I'm happy to be on this stage tonight and get this opportunity.
Yeah, hey, rewind. He had some good days against me. Don't just slip that in there like people aren't noticing. What does that mean, good days against you?
Champions have flat days in the gym, or sometimes, well, I don't even say a flat day. Opponents, you know, they rise and they have a good day. But then, you know, we always got the next session.
All right, so a 14-week training camp is in the rearview mirror. It all comes down to this for Steven Nelson as we get to the tail of the tape. Nelson 37, Reiko Santana 32. 3 inches the gap in height, both men coming in half a pound below the 172-pound divisional limit. Substantial 6.5 inches in reach for the American Steven Nelson. All right, now for the particulars, back inside to Joe Martinez.
Well, fight fans, we are set to go with the next fight tonight. 10 rounds is scheduled in the light heavyweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside: Kermit Bayless, David Sutherland, and Steve Weisfeld. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Robert Hoyle. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with red, he weighed in officially 171 1/2 pounds. In 16 professional fights, his record stands at 12 victories with 4 defeats, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Presentando el hijo de Pinar de Río, Cuba, Reiko El Corrojo Santana. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks trimmed in black. He too weighed in 171 1/2 pounds. In 21 fights, he brings an outstanding record, standing at 20 victories, just 1 defeat, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from and fighting out of Omaha, Nebraska, here is Steven So Cold Nelson.
Let's go. Okay, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want you to obey my commands, give me a good, clean fight. All punches that land here are good, a key. All punches that land here are good, okay? Touch them up, scoot back.
This is an interesting matchup. I think if Nelson wins a fight like this, he progresses.
I would agree with that. He's 37 years of age. He has said the time has got to be now, and in terms of establishing some goodwill for Team Crawford later tonight, you got to think that the Nelson camp would love to get this one. Of course, all of Bud Crawford's coaches are out here with Steven Nelson. He is in the multicolored trunks. Reiko Santana in the black with red.
And Nelson's also had a lot of layoffs throughout his career, stopping and going. And you get these moments, you don't get these moments very often. So he's got to take advantage of it. And a win here tonight, Max, is exactly what he needs.
still interested in hearing about these sparring sessions.
Yeah, we got to talk about that another day. We got to focus on the fight. But just say I respect. Just say I respect. I respect it.
But Dre, that says a lot. The reason that my ears prick up when you say that is you're an undefeated, all-time, pound-for-pound great. And of course, champions are flat on certain days and are working on certain things on other days. But you don't take a guy into camp who's not serious if you're a serious champion, which you were.
Yeah,
so that means he can handle himself.
Good shot right there from Santana.
Good counter with a short uppercut by Nelson. Do you guys see value in those one-round fights that Santana has been doing every other month? Or
personally, I don't.
Yeah.
But guys who can't get fights and they're looking for just an opportunity or a way in the house, so to speak, where they can make a name for themselves, they're doing what they have to do. So I respect it.
I do think there's value in it. I think a lot of value in professional fighting comes from the preparation for the fight. Because the way boxing's been organized since time immemorial, and maybe that's changing now with all of this, is that fighters are set up in fights to win. And they're looking for certain experiences. Now we want to get them experience against a southpaw. Now this, now that. It's not just the experience of fight night, but it's the preparation for that fight. So if you fight 12 times, it means you had to prepare 12 times for a fight. And I think there's value in that.
Yeah, a lot of different stylists, a lot of different weight classes as well. Nice counter by Santana. 1 minute to go, round one. Nelson with some fairly significant swelling under the right eye early.
Yeah, he's getting caught with that right hand clean, and one of the reasons is because Santana's got a good jab working. It's not a consistent jab, but it's enough of a jab to be able to sneak that right hand through early on.
Short uppercut is clean for Nelson.
Santana was taking the measure with the right hand, was really short with it early.
That's 4 or 5 right hands from Santana landing.
Show me something, Steve.
Nelson got to make an adjustment here. Referee steps in. Reiko Santana.
I got you, Steve. That's it. That's it. Steve, that's it. Steve, he had.
No, that's the fight. That's it.
No, that's a bad stoppage. No,
I don't like that.
Let me just say, what that is a knockdown. Because if the ropes hold you up, it's a knockdown. You give him an 8 count and see if he can continue. That's a very good call to stop the action for a knockdown and a very bad call to stop the fight.
That's an overreaction from the referee. He almost seemed a bit confused, like he didn't know if he should call the fight or call it a knockdown. But Max is exactly right. If the ropes hold you up, it's simply a knockdown. You wipe the gloves off and allow the fighter to continue.
That said, Santana did look like he was in an excellent position there.
Here's the fight ending sequence.
It's a bad spot for Nelson to be in early on. He got cracked with a right hand that literally froze him. And you see Santana follow up as he should, landing some shots, missing some shots. That gives a referee concern. Show me something. But in this moment right here, where the ropes hold Nelson up, that's simply supposed to be called a knockdown. There wasn't one single shot or an accumulative effect that makes you think that Nelson is in serious danger.
Look at the right elbow of Nelson, right there. Right there, the ropes held him up. When the elbow came over and it went up to his armpit.
And it looked like the ref would call it as such.
Right.
But then he looked, and then he just called it off. And that's disappointing for anybody that's getting an opportunity on this stage.
We were just settling in. Robert Hoyle stops the fight. Skipper Kelp with us all night. Skip, what'd you think of the stoppage there, sir?
Santana didn't have the typical Cuban style. He likes to go forward, and Nelson likes to go forward. That was unfortunate.
All right, so some controversy early. You never want to take anything away from the victor, right? Reiko Santana, Andre, is not the referee in this spot. He got a lot of things productively done early on, but when you see the reaction from the Nelson corner and Bomac and Brian McIntyre, nothing ideal about it. Looks like the official decision is in. Joe Martinez has it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 2 minutes, 38 seconds, round number 1. Referee Robert Hoyle puts a stop to the fight for your winner by TKO, Reiko El Corojo Santana.
Reiko, first your thoughts on the stoppage.
Primero de todo, ¿qué opinas de la parada?
No, creo que estuvo bien porque han pasado muchos accidentes por los hábitos de dejar mucho tiempo y creo que sí estaba, como decimos nosotros, sí estaba lastimado.
I think it was good because we have so many incidents because of the referees letting it go, and I think, listen, it looked like he was damaged.
Early in the fight, to me, it looked like you were looking for him to walk to your right hand, and it came up short. And then it seemed to me that you wanted to step in to land that right hand. Is that what happened?
Primero de todo, cuando empezó la pelea, básicamente, la impresión que notábamos que estabas intentando hacer con que él caminara hacia tu mano derecha. Eso no funcionó porque estaba un poco corto y después de eso empezaste a irse hacia adelante y meterse enfrente a él. ¿Fue lo que pasó?
Sí, fue lo que pasó. Es que uno ya lleva mucho tiempo en el boxeo y uno como atleta sabe ya cuando llevas tiempo en el ring lo que se puede hacer. Y ya supe que no me iba a aguantar los 10 rounds. No pensé que fuera en el primer round, pero salió y gracias.
Listen, as an athlete, that's what you do. Things happen. I do that. There are things that happen in the ring that you have to keep going. Obviously, I didn't know if it was going to go all the rounds, but at the end of the day, this would happen.
What does this win do for you now? What are you looking for?
Y ahora, ¿qué hace esta victoria por ti? ¿Qué estás buscando ahora?
No, esto era la victoria que me hacía falta. En este momento me encuentro en mi mejor momento de mi carrera y vine aquí a demostrar y se dio el resultado.
No, this is the win that was missing for me. I think I'm in a great moment of my career. I wanted to show my work, and as you saw the result.
You showed your work. Congratulations. That was some work because, as you can see, these are evenly matched fights. Unclear who's going to win, but you come out with a first-round knockout. Congrats.
Congrats indeed to Rayco Santana. He becomes the first man to stop Steven Nelson, and he gets the signature win that perhaps had eluded him. We'll see who might be next in the bracket for Rayco Santana after a big win here tonight. All right, well, here is the man worthy of a ton of credit for putting this all together, this fight for the ages. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Boxing fans and fighters alike have expressed gratitude. As we all together collectively get to witness boxing history tonight, it is good to have His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh in the building here tonight. And he'll be witnessing this next matchup coming up next from Vegas, the much anticipated pro debut for the Jeddah, Saudi Arabia native Sultan Al Mohammed. His father got him into boxing as a boy, and any initial reluctance turned into passion. Now the two-time Saudi amateur champion turns pro, and in the crosshairs is that man, 21-year-old Martin Carabello IV. His father, the third, is among those in the corner here tonight, as is International Women's Boxing Hall of Famer Ada Velez. Carabello fought to a majority draw in his pro debut earlier this year, and tonight on this massive stage, he feels he is primed to produce his first pro win. Carabello and Al Mohammed under the bright lights coming up next.
His tale isn't so much about what happened to him. It's about what he did in response, making his way through these doors at the age of 7.
We're in Omaha, Nebraska, at CW Boxing Club. CW stands for Carl Washington. Every day that I walk in Omaha, I've seen someone that's came through this program. I kind of dedicated this to all these guys that have been in boxing in this area. Some passed a long time ago. This one died a couple of weeks ago. A lot of people know me as not just a boxing individual. They know that I've helped pull a lot of people out of gangs, and I tried to pull Bud away from some of that stuff. You may be on that bag for 10 minutes straight. That means keep working.
One day he seen me walking around the neighborhood and asked me if I was interested in boxing, and I was like, I'll try it. I was 7 years old. I had my first fight at 8.
The center wall here is my Bud Crawford wall. Probably the most noticeable thing in this wall is this picture right here. He was 8 years old and a little guy with a lot of power.
So the CW Boxing Club became a haven for the kid everyone called Bud. But what he cultivated there was even more than just the skills to become a world champion. It was under this roof where he found his second family, Team Crawford. many of whom remain by his side today.
Bo started here when he was 8. Bernard started here when he was 13. Saul started here also. They all started here. You might as well say Team Crawford is Team CW also.
I'm rebel in the bottom till I lay down the law.
8, 9, 10 years old, just trying to make his way around the gym, messing with everybody, doing his best he could to be a boxer, you know, trying to figure it out.
Man, you know I'm weight number 1, baby boy. Here I come. That's all I gotta say.
He always wanted to challenge people. If we said some kid is better than him in the gym, Bud wanted to make sure that you prove it.
Man, Bud, what you gonna do to these chokes? Man, I don't know. You don't have to wait to see that.
It would be a long and winding path to prove what he was capable of.
That's my man!
Unlike Canelo Alvarez, Crawford's route through the amateur boxing circuit would be an odyssey.
Your winner out of the blue corner, Terrence Crawford.
I didn't have as many people believe in me as Canelo Alvarez. I didn't fight on the main stages like Canelo Alvarez. 2 totally different roads.
He would go to tournaments. Where you from? Where's that? Nebraska?
From 1995 to 2007, he fought a total of 70 amateur bouts, losing 12 times, and being tested in ways that would try even the most dedicated of competitors.
And the amateurs, looking at how good these fighters was, you're like, man, if you're not on their level, you're not making it in the pros. I want to be like them. I want to compete like them, you know, so I go to the gym and I just train. I was more focused and I was putting more time and work into my craft.
Terrence "Bud" Crawford chasing further greatness later tonight against Canelo Alvarez. That is our main event for the undisputed super middleweight title. Live on Netflix, the main card begins at 9 p.m. Eastern as we show you some of the other highlights. Callum Walsh, Fernando Vargas Jr., Christian Mbili, and Lester Martinez. All 4 of those gentlemen are undefeated. Some major fights as appetizers leading in to Canelo versus Crawford. All right, back to the broadcast booth now. I mean, how about these guys in the black tie? Max Kellerman, Andre Ward. We're all very excited, as you might expect, for Terrence
Only
"Bud" Crawford.
boxing, you got your tuxes.
That's right. And Canelo Alvarez. Andre, you know both of these athletes exceedingly well, but when it comes to Bud Crawford, no stone unturned, man. Leads the league in preparation and another good training camp in advance of this one tonight.
Another good training camp at 37, almost 38 years of age. So though he's working hard, he's got to be working a little bit different because the body's changing and he can't do all that he used to do. But that's one of the things that I respect the most about Crawford and Canelo is that boxing is a lifestyle. It's not just a means to an end or a means to make money or become a big name and become famous. These guys dedicate to their craft. I think watching Terrence train that the guy should rest a lot more. But hard work, dedication, the mantra that Mayweather made famous is what Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez live by.
Crawford has certain physical gifts that are undeniable. He's athletic, he has long arms, he has punching power, he has speed, all those things. He has a very high boxing IQ. But the defining characteristic of Crawford to me as an athlete is he has a defectively competitive personality. Defectively competitive. The other athlete that comes to mind is Michael Jordan. Bud Crawford wants to beat you at everything all the time, and he competes against everyone. And he's asked, are you scared of anything? And he said, only thing he's scared of is his mother. You know, because since Customato and Mike Tyson, the big thing in boxing has been you have to learn how to control your fear. All fighters feel it and da-da-da. And Crawford says, I'm not scared, and I believe him. I think the thing he's actually scared of his mother telling him his whole life, you're not going to be anything. Even when he succeeds, he's scared of her beating him.
Yeah.
If he fails, she wins.
Yeah.
But the competitiveness of Bud Crawford, I think, is what has separated him in this era.
And on the other side, a man for whom I guess fear probably not a factor either, Canelo Alvarez, an outstanding athlete in his own right. And Andre, if the physique is any indicator, seems as though this opponent has brought out the best in him.
Well, yeah, Canelo Alvarez always works hard. You know, he says no boxing, no life. And at 35 years of age to still have that mindset and that mentality when you are as big as you are and you have all the things that you have, that's the true litmus test, is that when you get everything that you said you wanted, do you still love it? Is it still no boxing, no life? It's still that way for Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo Alvarez was a guy who early on, if you're the money guy, you don't fight Austin Trout and Erislandy Lara and fighters like that.
Yeah.
And he was the guy who stepped up and fought Triple G 3 times and then goes up to super middleweight and, you know, and establishes himself as the undisputed champion. There was so far to go from when Canelo Alvarez was 15 years old, knocking out grown men in Mexico, to becoming the pound-for-pound greatest fighter in the world and the face of boxing. None of that was assured. You can't promote that into existence. He had to earn it, and he has.
I think a lot of boxing fans around the world are having a hard time eating today because they're so anxious and excited for what is happening later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, over on Netflix for Canelo versus Crawford. Now we continue with prelim action from Allegiant Stadium. Riyadh Sultan Al Muhammad launches his pro journey as the youngest fighter from the Eastern Hemisphere to compete in a U.S. boxing ring. Standing in his way is Floridian Martin Carabello IV. Well, what an opportunity, I should say, for the Hollywood, Florida-born Martin Carabello IV. Lone pro fight was a draw back in April against Max Quinones. That happened at the OCC Roadhouse and Museum in Clearwater, Florida. And now Max Kellerman here a few short months later. A massive opportunity on the biggest stage in boxing.
And as you've seen on this card already, a lot of times there's the red corner, blue corner, right? And you know who's going to win before you. We've already seen a fight where, in our second fight, was that guy supposed to win? Yeah, by first round knockout, actually, as it turns out. This is an enormous opportunity.
Andre, there's not a ton of film, of course, on Martin Carabello IV. His father, Martin Carabello III, is among those in the corner. He started boxing at 8 years of age, but he's got a lot of good minds in his ear. He's got a lot of athleticism and a lot of talent, but we should learn a lot about this man given the challenge in front of him here tonight.
Yeah, when you get these moments like this, it's less about information and it's more about execution. You got the information, you got the team around you. Yeah, you had a good training camp, but when the stage is bright like this, you got to go execute, and this is how people start to talk about you, remember you, and clamor about you for the next opportunity.
Carabello is still just 21 years of age, and sometimes you'll hear me say, I was like a world-class idiot when I was 27. This is a young man. He's letting the information in. Now we see if he can produce against the Saudi Arabian. All right, so here is Sultan Al Muhammad making his professional debut. 45-3 as an amateur, youngest Middle Eastern boxer to compete here in the U.S. And our fine reporter Mike Coppinger with us all night. I know you got your eyes on this man. We'll see how he fares on this big stage tonight, MC.
Yeah, Al Muhammad making his pro debut, and he's one of 2 projects for Turki Al-Sheikh, who's looking to crown the first champion from Saudi Arabia. The other one's going to be Muhammad Al-Khal. They are both training in Big Bear, California, with renowned coach Abel Sanchez, who guided Triple G to the middleweight crown.
And Abel Sanchez fighters are normally ruthless boxer punchers. You know, they aggressively apply responsible defensive skill, but they employ it in the object of hurting their opponent.
Al Muhammad began training at 6 years of age under the guidance of his father, Khalid Al Muhammad. A lot of support, of course, for his excellency, and a lot of athletic endeavors for Al Muhammad before becoming a boxer. All right, let us get to the tail of the tape for the lightweight. Sultan Al Muhammad, 17 years of age as he arrives at the pro debut. 21-year-old Martin Carabello IV is his counterpart, 1 inch the difference in height. It is a reach advantage of 2.5 inches for the 17-year-old Sultan Al Muhammad. All right, now for the intros, Joe Martinez.
Well, fight fans, we are set to go with the next fight tonight. 4 rounds this scheduled in the lightweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside: Tim Cheatham, Chris Migliori, and Corey Santos. Inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action is Thomas Taylor. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing green with black, he weighed in officially 133 pounds. Tonight, he makes his second appearance in the ring after a draw in his professional debut. From Lauderhill, Florida, he is Martin Sweet Science Carabello! And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks trimmed in black. He weighed in officially 132.5 pounds. Tonight, at 17 years of age, he makes his professional debut from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Here is Sultan El Niño Al Mohammed. Once again, referee Thomas Taylor with the final instruction.
Coach on this side, coach on this side. Okay, coaches, both belt lines are high, so we're gonna go to the bottom of the block here. Bottom of the red letters up here is gonna be good. You got my instructions in the back, gentlemen. Protect yourselves at all times, listen to my commands. Touch them up, back to your corner, gentlemen. Good.
You know, guys,
good. Jeff,
athletes mature at different rates, but a 17-year-old at a certain level, the question is he a prodigy?
Doc,
Not
good?
just that he's here, but what does he do
Doc,
once
you
he's
good?
here? Is he a prodigy? Because at the age of 17, if you can really do something as a pro, you're a prodigy.
You ready? Ready?
Al Mohammed moved to Riyadh to train at the Mike Tyson Boxing Club, which opened as part of Riyadh season in 2023. And here's his pro debut. He is in white. Carabello IV is in green.
What you need for a young fighter is time. When they're as young as Al Mohammed is, you got to give them time and you have to match them just right. And it's different with each fighter. You can't go too fast and you can't go too slow where you give them a false sense of them, so you just got hit with a right hand right there. So you got to put the rounds in to be able to tell if anybody's a prodigy, and you got to give it time. Good shot right there from Al Mohammed.
And a good jab by Carabello Jr., who has prioritized a fast start. We're scheduled for 4 rounds tonight.
Carabello tried another right hand, and he came up short, but that first one snaked around the guard as the 2 and the 1-2 combination.
It's already going to be a competitive fight.
Carabello's hands look pretty fast early. Huge right for Al Mohammed.
And he got tagged with another right hand, and one of the things he's going to have to iron out as a 17-year-old, is not taking those kind of right hands, Dre, on his way in.
And the way he does that is by understanding that there's always something coming back. Young fighters fight with an idealism that I'm the only one punching in this ring. Good shot right there, good 2-piece from Carabello.
And then Carabello wasn't there for the receipt. He got out of there.
Nice right hand, a little stick and move by Carabello.
You can already see on this card, guys, it's not like a lot of big fight undercards where, oh, there's a house fighter and this guy's just going to go to work.
It's competitive.
These are fights where the winner is not so clear as the beginning of the night.
A lot of the sports books were not taking action on this matchup between the 17-year-old Al Mohammed, who just landed a big right hand, and the 21-year-old Carabello.
You can already see Al Mohammed is very, very explosive.
And you could see him hurt Carabello moments ago.
And aggressive.
That's that Abel Sanchez, Ray. The aggressive, I call it ruthless boxer punch.
But he's got to respect the leather coming back at him.
Oh, beautiful combination by Al Mohammed.
I like what Carabello just did to try to break Al Mohammed's forward momentum. He just moved him back. He shoved him back. He couldn't do it with his hands, so he did it with his forearm.
It's the first round. We already got ebb and flow already.
Yeah, this is a hell of a fight for a prospect against a guy in his second pro fight.
Good shot from Al Mohammed right there, and a body shot for good measure.
That right hand being heard from early from Al Mohammed.
Stop. No knockdown. Push. Give me that. Hey, don't push. Go. Let's go.
Stern warning from Thomas Taylor after the push towards the end of round 1.
And that's the kind of hunger and fire you want to see from young fighters being given a big opportunity.
The stool, please, the stool.
Let me see your head. Guys, you had a head right there.
Yeah, that was a headbutt.
Both fighters giving just as much as they're getting, but it started with Carabello landing shots like that had to wake up Al-Muhammad, where he started landing his own right hands. Al-Muhammad throws this right hand and ducks down. That's a night-night shot. He throws right hands that tries to end the night if it lands just right. And the pedigree and the power of Al-Muhammad started causing Carabello just to go into his shell just a little bit as that first round ended.
Just talk to me. No, you good. You good. This your world, baby. This your world, champ. This sweet thing.
Let's go. Seconds out. Mouthpiece in, gentlemen. Let's go, guys. See your mouthpiece. Let's go, guys.
Here we go. Hey, stay moving. Come on, stay moving.
See your mouthpiece. 2. Right there.
Ada Velez, chief corner
watch
for
those heads out there.
Carabello IV, the first native Puerto Rican woman to win a world title. She was inducted into the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame in 2017. Again, a lot of body work from Carabello.
Ray, you talked about if Al-Muhammad catches you flush with that shot, you know it's good night. He caught him pretty flush with that good short left hook. And Carabello took it well.
Another short left gets home for Sultan.
Very, very early for Al-Muhammad, obviously, but he punches violently. Every punch has bad intentions on it, and he's trying to go home early with each shot.
Carabello's doing some cute things in there, like looking off the right hand a couple times.
He's going to have to go in that bag because those clean shots are landing more frequently in the second round, just like they did in that late in the first.
Yep, ooh, that was a vicious little... Ooh, I like what Carabello did. He got hit with those vicious hooks downstairs, responded with his own.
Oh, big shots on the inside by Al-Muhammad, but Carabello not going anywhere.
Guys, these guys are not playing games in there.
Numbers exceedingly close, about a minute gone by in round 2 of a possible 4. Carabello now rips the body again.
I mean, Al-Muhammad's winning the fight, but Carabello is in it.
Both fighters look like they got a lot more experience than what's on paper.
And more than that, they're taking risks. And they're fighting with passion. They seem to understand the moment.
Those punches up.
All right, let's check in with the coach, Skipper Kelp. Kelp, what do you have?
Just like you guys have been saying, it's not often you see a 4-round fight this competitive and this action-packed. Both fighters are going to come out better in their careers for a fight like this.
Yeah, there can be no doubt valuable experience accrued on both sides. Nice straight right hand by Al-Muhammad.
You can tell the aggressiveness from Al-Muhammad is not contrived. It's not something the coach is in his ear about. That's natural. That's real. That's on the inside. Something he likes to do.
Now the question is, can Carabello turn this from a learning experience fight for Al-Muhammad into a fight that Carabello can actually win?
Right.
Because he's about a half step behind that right now, Carabello.
The punishment is soaking in, fellas.
Yeah, a lot of significant shots have landed here over the last minute by Al-Muhammad. 30 seconds to go, round 2.
Don't push, don't push.
Doesn't seem as though Carabello's power has as yet earned the respect of Al-Muhammad.
These guys are being told not to push, but I like the pushes.
Yeah.
That's actually good technique out of both guys.
Like that straight right to end the round and send him back to his corner from Al-Muhammad. And a left hook.
And I like the way they're using their forearms to push off and create punching room.
It's good stuff.
Very, very good again. Now, when we get in close, I want to see more body shots on both sides, okay? Okay. And quit standing up on me. Back up with your legs. Don't stand up so straight. Okay.
لا توقف تتجنب اوكي لازم ترجع خطوه ورا احمي نفسك good uppercut good uppercut you get him in the middle uppercut
نفس عميق نفس عميق together put them together 1 2 3 body 1 2 3 body just simple jabs okay when you back them up against the rope
That's it. Now you go forward and you drop him. Come on now. You got this. Take deep breath again. Take deep breath again. You took his best. That's all he has.
Keep his damn mouth.
That's it.
Come on. Seconds out. Mouthpiece in. Gotta go. See it. Number 3, right here.
That's some high-octane corner work out of Ada Velez, the International Women's Boxing Hall of Famer. We'll see if Carabello the fourth can respond to those imperatives.
Goes up. That's coming way down on his hip over here, okay? You all right? Get him up. Go.
Thomas Taylor will also handle the action in our main event later tonight.
Muhammad looked like he was a little bit irritated that the ref even interjected himself to warn Carabello, like, hey man, let us work.
Yeah, I think these guys could fight without a ref in there. They're both, even the things that are technically not in the book are widely accepted in boxing, and they don't break the action. It's not like clinches or low blows. That one was a little low on the hip, but their moves that they're being cautioned about are actually in the service of landing hard shots.
Love offense.
Seeing a little boxing from Al Muhammad right now, using his jab, something he did not do in the first 2 rounds. Saw a lot more of those kind of shots, overhand rights, left hooks, lead body shots. We're seeing him box a little bit, give a little ground, while Carabello is trying to press forward just a bit.
I agree with Skipper Kelp. This fight is good for both young fighters, whatever the outcome is. This is valuable experience early in their careers.
That overhand right hurt Carabello, but he took it well.
Muhammad really started to pull away, at least in terms of the numbers here in round 3, under 90 seconds to go. Again, good combination punctuated with that left hand for Sultan.
Yeah, Muhammad, I like the little short shots inside where he's varying the speed of the shot.
The cadence is changing.
Yeah, the cadence.
But he's not doing it on purpose. He's doing it because of fatigue. But he's still doing it. So he's got to learn.
Be effective by accident.
Yes, he's got to learn to do it willfully. He's doing it because his body won't allow him to throw hard shots right now, but it still looks nice.
That's interesting. You heard Abel Sanchez. He wants him both hands to the body. Wants Al Muhammad both hands to the body.
Watch the pushing. Watch the pushing.
Punishing shot to the body once again by Al Muhammad. Now he goes upstairs.
Stop. You can't keep pushing. Don't push. Understand? Go.
Ref, I disagree. Keep pushing, man. These guys are doing it just so they can mix it up better. Both guys are doing it.
Body shot is there, or at least to the arm for Carabello.
Both fighters are a little fatigued right now from that fast start in the first 2.5 rounds.
I mean, Al Muhammad is correctly perplexed by that instruction. George Foreman made a career out of doing that.
Oh. Oof. Big right hand, and now a left and a right for Sultan Al Muhammad.
That's exactly why Abel Sanchez wants him going to the body, because he's not able to put him down with those shots upstairs.
Last round, we're going to touch gloves at the bell. I'm going to warn him about the pushing. I got it.
I appreciate it. Sit down. That's okay. Listen up. Relax. Take a deep breath. This is your last round. Listen.
Al Muhammad is still on the hunt. That's the shot he really loves. He has a left hook to the body, a left hook to the head, but that's really the punch that he favors, the punch I think he throws the best, and that's really his knockout punch right now. But for some reason, he's unable to put Carabello down and out.
I like that little left hook he has on the inside.
I like it, but I don't think that's his favorite shot.
Not his Sunday punch.
Yes.
Hit the motherfucking hooks and then get out when you got him a clear shot. Okay, come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Don't sit there, because all you want to do is draw.
Yep. Don't
see it. Come here. Last round, gentlemen. We're going to touch gloves. Do not push off, understand? Okay. Go.
All right, fourth and final round. Let us check in with our unofficial score. Skipper Kelp, 30-27 for Al Muhammad. For you, my man.
I think Muhammad is doing a great job. He's getting most of the work in. He's doing most of the damage, but he's got to be careful because Carabello's still trying to win this fight.
Yeah, Carabello providing a stern test to be sure.
And that's right. Skip's right. It's 3-0, but that's a hell of a 3-0. It doesn't. The boxing scoring is imperfect, and a shutout, while accurate, doesn't really reflect what we're seeing. And that's Skipper's got the right score. It's just the way boxing is scored.
Right. Judges don't have a lot of resources. Nice double jab there by Al Muhammad. 21 is young, 17 is wicked young, and it's hard not to marvel at what the 17-year-old is doing in this setting here tonight.
I like what I've seen. I like the tenacity. I like the aggression. I like the kind of punches that Al Muhammad is throwing. There's a lot to work with with that canvas. This kid is going to be a star, I believe, if he just stays focused and improves that defense.
Right. Beautiful shot to the body by Al Muhammad.
Carabello's taking some vicious shots.
Yeah, numbers aren't close anymore. Good short shot to the body, and now a few pot shots upstairs for Carabello.
There's no quit in Carabello. He just doesn't have the firepower to keep up with Al Muhammad right now, or the condition.
Al Muhammad spent several weeks in Big Bear Lake, California, under the watchful eye of Abel Sanchez.
What's unique about what you're watching, folks, you can see good prelim 4-round fights and guys go to war and oh my God, what a fight. But rarely is it contested at this skill level between two guys who are both trying to win and believe they can all 4 rounds. This is, as 4-round prelim fights go, this is special.
Good sequence for Carabello the fourth, still trying to win this fight.
He's doing the right thing at this stage in the fight. When there's some fatigue with both guys, go downstairs, steal some wind, try to fatigue your opponent even more so you can come back up top with a big shot.
Oof. He's doing, as Dre, as you just said, also rare to see a prospect do all the right things, go to the body with such force so consistently with both hands, and the guy he's fighting is still there throwing back like he means it.
That's right.
And Al Muhammad really opening up here down the stretch, trying to produce a finish here in his pro debut.
One of the best 4-round fights I've seen in a very long time.
Dude.
Listen for the bell.
And Al Muhammad throwing all the way down the stretch as he lands again. Tremendous pro debut for the 17-year-old out of Jeddah in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Sultan Al Muhammad. Martin Carabello IV. Valiant, seemingly in defeat, but an outstanding 12-minute offering there. As we look back at some of the pictures.
From the opening bell, with both fighters early on dishing just as much as they were taking. And as the fight started to grow, Al Muhammad started to create a little bit of separation, just a little bit better pedigree, a little bit stronger punches like you see right there, a little bit better punch selection, and a little bit better conditioning. But Carabello, you should tip your hat to him as well, because he showed no quit. He did not back down, and he just had a little bit less than the young 17-year-old Al Muhammad tonight.
And I thought you made the most salient point mid-fight. He just didn't land that shot of consequence powerfully enough to get Al Muhammad's attention. As we pair back the numbers for you, jabs landed, advantage Sultan Al Muhammad. Both men landed 22 crosses. Hooks decided edge for Al Muhammad. Uppercut was a weapon of choice for Martin Carabello IV, but all indications are that he will suffer his first pro loss tonight against Al Muhammad. All right, now for the official decision, here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. All 3 judges see it, 40-36. For your winner by unanimous decision in his professional debut, Sultan El Niño Al Muhammad.
Marty, we're going out this side.
That was as good a 4-round fight in someone's pro debut as I can remember seeing. Guys are usually not matched that tough for their first one. What did you think of that fight?
I think it's good, but I want more. That's not me. I didn't do everything I have. Next time you will see better than this.
What didn't you do? You followed your corner's instructions, both hands to the body, hard. You were, it looked to us like you were doing most of the right things.
I respect this guy, but someone like this never stop with me for rounds. So next time I will show them more better skills.
What's the difference between the amateurs and now that you have pro experience, the pros?
And the amateurs, you just play fast, fast, fast. Here you need the power and everything, you know, not the amateur.
What was Abel telling you in the corner that you think you didn't employ, since it seemed to us that you were following instructions?
This is the secret. I can't tell anyone.
Congratulations. As I said, that's as good a 4-round fight in a pro debut as I can remember watching. Great stuff. Sultan Al Muhammad.
Great stuff indeed. Sultan Al Muhammad getting it done and making history as a 17-year-old competing here on foreign soil. Going to be very interesting to see who they match him up with in pro fight number 2. But coming up next, hits keep on coming, and so far pretty damn good for Japan's Reito Tsutsumi through 2 pro starts. Made his debut on that famed Times Square card earlier this year in New York City. Followed that up with his first pro knockout, and now 63 days later, he chases further glory against that man, the Dallas, Texas native, Javier Martinez. He is the more experienced party in this equation, to be sure. Began his career at 7-0 before a couple of recent setbacks, but tonight, seemingly with motivation and determination on high, he looks to hand Tsutsumi his first loss. More prelim coverage coming up from Allegiant Stadium after this.
Lo primero que busco es que sea disciplinado. Y la pregunta, ¿por qué quieres entrenar?
Dale, Memín, dale. Voltea al costal, no voltees conmigo. Más rapidez, más rapidez, más rapidez. Vamos.
At 14 years old, Saul Alvarez walked into this gym and quickly earned a nickname that one day would become synonymous with boxing preeminence.
El Canelito, yo le puse el nombre porque le decían apodos. Y él, como tenía pecas y todo eso, pues andaba mucha carrera. Y ya le dije, no, él es el Canelito. Fue Canelito al principio, pero luego ya fue creciendo hasta que fue Canelo.
He was a chubby little Irish-looking kid with freckles, the most Irish-looking Mexican fighter you ever see.
Canelo Alvarez didn't spend a lot of time as a prospect. By 15, he was already proving the extent of his gifts and the consequences of his strength in amateur bouts. The only problem, perhaps, was that he was too good, too sharp, too strong, which meant no one else on the rise wanted anything to do with him.
Muchos boxeadores no querían pelear con Saúl por la pegada que tenía. Era un niño.
I always go to the amateur fights to fight. I'm weighing everything and I never fight.
Most fighters spend their teen years as amateurs honing their skills before turning pro. But since no amateurs in Mexico were willing to test their luck with Canelo, Reynoso, his trainer, took a massive gamble.
Chepo said, you know what? Prepare yourself because in 1 month you're gonna turn professional. You know, I was so happy. 15 years old, I turned professional fighter.
I saw Canelo fight online when he was a teenager. And the first thing you could see is, damn, there's a crowd there. But even then, you could not only see the skill, but you could see a certain kind of charisma.
People don't realize he learned on the job. He came in boxing at 15 years old with just a few amateur fights. That doesn't happen.
Anyone can be anointed the next face, but you really have to prove yourself in the boxing ring, and Canelo was gonna make his presence known.
The first big step forward was March 5th, 2011, when Canelo took on Matthew Hatton for the super welterweight world title at just 20 years of age.
Matthew Hatton's a real fighter. Canelo Alvarez, it looks like to me, is gonna be a real good fighter.
Maybe even great.
Canelo's win over Hatton made him one of the youngest Mexican champions in history. His rise had been so swift, it hardly felt real to even the man who lived it.
Look back and you say, oh my God, look how much I accomplished already. It's like you in a jet ski and you go from the beach and you turn turn back and you see, oh my God, where is the beach? It's like that, just like that.
And now in 2025, he is but the face of boxing as we go inside the numbers on the credentialed Canelo Alvarez. 39 knockouts across his 63 professional wins, 23 wins in world title fights for the 4-division world champ. Back in 2019 and 2021, he was the consensus fighter of the year. And it was all the way back in 2013 when he first debuted in Ring Magazine's top 10 pound for pound. All eyes on Saul Canelo Alvarez later tonight live on Netflix. And we got all hands on deck today. To that end, we send it over to the great Mario Lopez and crew standing by. Fellas, take it away.
Thank you, John. Mario Lopez here with Antonio Tarver, Mark Kriegel, and Mike Coppinger. Antonio, Canelo has almost 70 fights, 4-division world champ, is used to the big stages. His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh has been very vocal about not wanting, quote, Tom and Jerry fights, guys running around. So the entertainment value needs to be there. Do you think that puts extra pressure on him for this moment, especially being Mexican Independence Day, to deliver something spectacular?
No, I think Canelo has lived in this skin for a long, long time. You know, he's been to the big fight, the big stages. I don't think any of this is going to change anything about his approach to tonight. I think the moment, the fight itself, you know, these guys can rise to the occasion. I think either one of these guys' greatness can take off and take over in this fight.
You know, this weekend celebrating Mexican Independence Day is his on the calendar. Cinco de Mayo is his on the calendar. What he did at 168 pounds was without precedent. He's become something that no other Mexican fighter could. Boxing's leading man, its economic engine. He's so rich, he's so famous. I wonder if sometimes we forget what he came from. A pro at 15, a champion at 20.
Yeah, Mark, and you mentioned Canelo Alvarez. He's the singular face of boxing, and I think it's a responsibility that he takes very seriously. He's always fighting, he's very active, and in the last 5 years, Terence Crawford, just 5 fights. Canelo Alvarez, 10 fights in that time. He's the bigger man, might be the better man, and he's the more active fighter.
Mark, Bud Crawford recognizes the moment. He seems laser focused. He too has been on these big stages. Do you think, though, to get a win here in Vegas, he has to go above and beyond and maybe out of his normal game plan and start strong from the beginning?
Well, he told me the other day exactly what he has to do to win. He is typically a slow starter. It's a luxury that he cannot afford. This evening, he told me the other day, I have to come out fast. I have to win rounds because I am not the A side, and I have to win them decisively. Remember one thing, though. We're here ultimately for one reason. Because Terence Crawford wanted this fight and only this fight, and that's what he told Turki Al-Sheikh, who made it happen.
Right, because Mark, the fights that everyone wanted to see, really, that they were calling for in the public was Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez, and then Terence Crawford against Jaron Boots Ennis. But Crawford willed this into existence, Turki Al-Sheikh made it happen, and here we are, and it's a fight now that's really 50-50, it's a coin flip, and it seems that most people in boxing are picking Crawford.
And you know what? I'm looking at this thing with Terence Crawford, and you know, he was a late bloomer. He really bloomed late. He's 38 right now, and this is the most dynamic fight that he can have. I think he's going to rise to the occasion, and I believe, like I said, one of these guys' greatness can take over this fight.
He wasn't necessarily a late bloomer. He was denied an awful lot of opportunities. He came from outside the boxing establishment in Omaha. People looked on that like it was Mars. And this is his way of telling people, hey, I told you so.
And a lot of people think this is also his night. A lot of the big money coming in late on
Except for this guy over here.
Yeah. That'll do it here from the desk. Let's go back to John ringside. John.
All right, Mario, fellas, thank you very much. Nicely handled as usual. We are in the beautiful Allegiant Stadium here, Las Vegas, Nevada. Most fitting site, I would say, and host city for tonight's festivities, Canelo versus Crawford. Live on Netflix as we usher in the great sport of boxing here in this venue for the first time. All the bells and whistles, beautiful drone footage leading into Allegiant Stadium. Canelo versus Crawford prelims are presented by Riyadh Season. All right, opportunity knocks here and now for a couple of fighters in a statement-making mood. We will not make them wait. Inspired by his ranked older brother, Reito Tsutsumi has made it a mission to become a champ in under 10 fights to keep that ambitious goal intact. He'll have to turn back the challenge tonight of Javier Martinez. All right, 10th pro fight for the Dallas, Texas native Javier Martinez. And Heidi Angel, probably our most thoughtful, emotional fighter meeting here on Wednesday. He had a lot to share, and mentally it seems like he is in a pretty good place as he tries to end this two-fight skid here in Vegas.
Absolutely, John. You have to appreciate his candor in those meetings. I spoke with him this week a number of times, actually. He calls this his second chance. Once a U.S. standout, his career spiraled after being released by Golden Boy, drugs, alcohol, even dealing. It was his girlfriend Iris, his father, and therapy that pulled him back. Then in January, manager George Reynolds, who had been guiding Javier's brother Alexis, signed him. And now with his brother in his corner and a new team behind him, he's fighting for more than a win. He's fighting for redemption. He sees the openings, he feels the timing, and believes he's ready. Martinez said he used to cry at night praying for another chance. Now, what's at stake is more than a win, it's redemption. It's proving to his family, his father in particular, and himself, that he can still be the fighter he once dreamed of becoming.
If he's able to fight right now against a very good opponent with the same kind of passion and emotion that he displays in his personality when it comes to the way he thinks about his career and his life, then he can be the kind of fighter who, win or lose, you're going to want to see again.
Javier Martinez, he fights just as hard as he lives. And to your point, Max, great opportunity, but in these opportunities, you got to capitalize and you have to win. That's the only way people are going to care about you, and that's the only way you're going to get the next opportunity. That opportunity is tonight.
All right, he'll chase that green stripe against the credentialed Reito Tsutsumi. All right, so the Las Vegas debut has arrived for the highly touted 22-year-old Reito Tsutsumi. Max Kellerman, I know you have a lot of enthusiasm for this young fighter. He just turned pro on April 16th, just the third boxer in Japanese boxing history to debut with an A-class license, meaning cleared to start with 8-round bouts tonight, scheduled for 6.
There have always been boxing hotbeds around the world. It's a global sport. But in the last decade or so, Japanese boxing has absolutely exploded. The Monster is considered by many the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and there are several other outstanding eventual pound-for-pound type fighters, maybe, and this is one of the young fighters that the boxing world has their eyes on.
I like Tsutsumi. He's very aggressive. He's a pressure fighter. You call him a front door guy. Like, he's not going to your back door. He's not going to check a window to try to get in. He wants to kick the door down. That's just who he is. I like what I've seen thus far.
Trains under the Cuban Ismael Salas, has spent some time at Robert Garcia's gym in Southern California back in the day, but he has a definite vision for his pro career, and he believes that he is going to be in those championship waters here in 5 or 6 fights. As some of you may know, his older brother, Hayato Tsutsumi, who knows if he's the better brother, but he's the ranked party right now. He's 8-0 and served as a huge inspiration for Reito, not just as boxer, but as athlete. That's going to be a theme tonight, Max. Brothers pushing each other, and we'll see what Tsutsumi can do. All right, with that backdrop, let us get to the tail of the tape for this one. Reito Tsutsumi, 22. Javier Martinez is 29. Martinez taller by an inch. Couple of professionals on the scale here on Friday. 5 inches in reach for the Japanese fighter, Reito Tsutsumi. All right, now for the introductions. Back inside to Joe Martin.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with the next fight tonight. This bout scheduled for 6 rounds in the super featherweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside: Lisa Giampa, Patricia Morse-Jarman, and David Sutherland. Inside the ring, your referee in charge, Alan Huggins. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing tonight black trunks, he weighed in 129 1/2 pounds. His professional record in 9 bouts, 7 victories with 2 defeats, 4 wins coming by way of knockout from Dallas, Texas, USA. Here is Javier Martinez. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. Wearing white with black, he too weighed in 129 1/2 pounds. In 2 professional fights, he stands perfect with 2 victories, including 1 win coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated super featherweight from Narashino, Chiba, Japan, Rito Tsutsumi!
Hey.
Okay, gentlemen, you've both been given the instructions. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Anything from here on up is good. From here on up is good. Touch gloves. Good luck to you both.
Rito Tsutsumi is a man on a mission, a dangerous man. And Javier Martinez is a desperate man, a dangerous man. This should be good.
Another dangerous man there, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, putting this whole fight card together for us tonight. Rito Tsutsumi taking on Javier Martinez. Tsutsumi center of the ring in white. Martinez is in the black.
Martinez is also a front door guy like Tsutsumi, so this should be a very good fight early on.
Martinez ended a 3-year layoff earlier this year. Feels like he really got his timing back during this training camp in advance of this fight with Tsutsumi.
He's going to need it with Tsutsumi.
See with the orthodox fighter, the right-handed fighter and the left-handed fighter, who has the outside position with the lead foot. That's the guy in better position to land his punches and move his opponent in the direction he wants.
Tsutsumi throwing a prodding, poking, picking jab, not to really land it or do any damage, but he really wants the big left hand, overhand left, or straight left down the pipe, just like that.
Good work to the body early by the Japanese fighter Tsutsumi. Oh, nice left hook for Martinez.
Great variation from Tsutsumi, upstairs, downstairs. I love it.
Guys, they spent about 30 seconds or a minute feeling each other out, and then it was, come on, let's go.
And right now, Martinez doesn't like what he's feeling.
Yeah, it looked like Martinez maybe just dropped down to the knee for a second, perhaps not.
He's hurt.
He's in a bad way.
He's hurt.
Oh, beautiful shot on the inside by Tsutsumi.
Mouthpiece came out for Martinez.
Ref's got to get in there soon.
Well, the ref needs to wait for a break in the action so he can pick up the mouthpiece, but it would disadvantage Tsutsumi right now to do so.
Another big clean shot that gets a reaction from Martinez might be it.
Oh, beautiful rip to the body, and now upstairs for Tsutsumi. That is a knockdown.
3, 4, 5.
Furious start for Tsutsumi.
7, 8. Walk, step. No,
not the visual you're looking for, and that'll do it.
No, he's right. The referee gave him the 8 count, wanted him to step to him. He couldn't walk in a straight line. The fight's over.
So there it is, Rito Tsutsumi holding serve as the massive favorite tonight and cashing in on the Las Vegas debut. He is now 3-0 with his 2nd career knockout. Martinez said he saw a lot of similarities in himself as a young fighter when he was watching tape on Tsutsumi. Felt like maybe the experience advantage would pay dividends. It does not. Rito Tsutsumi's the man.
Yeah, Martinez didn't have time to think. He didn't have time to show his experience. He got blitzed by Tsutsumi, who the variation of punches was really what did the damage. Some fighters can take a good headshot, but when you have a fighter throwing to the body and you have to process that, and then before you can do that, he's going back to the head and he hurts you with a headshot, and then he's going back to the body. that's very difficult to deal with. Tsutsumi never gave Martinez a shot. And we always get on the refs when they make a bad call. I want to give the ref his flowers because he made the right call in this fight.
And Javier Martinez historically has not been the easiest man to stop. We mentioned he started his career at 7-0. He had only been stopped once. It took 4 rounds to do it. So if you're looking for a statement out of Reto Tsutsumi to be able to do with this matchup the most, I think he accomplished that. His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh in there, creating a fighter that he believes in wholeheartedly. The entire Tsutsumi clan is there. All right, to make this one official, here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 2 minutes, 18 seconds, round number 1. Referee Alan Huggins puts a halt to the fight for your winner by TKO. He is still undefeated, Reto Tsutsumi!
Hermano, gracias. No, aquí estamos. Campeón. Good. Thanks,
Translator.
Congratulations, Reto. You guys spent the first minute or so sizing each other up, and then you went to war. What did you see in that first minute?
そうですね、やっぱ相手結構やっぱ思ってたよりも結構見てきたのでちょっと時間かかるかなと思ったんですけど、でもこうボディがこういいのが入ってそこから徐々に流れをつかめたので今チャンスだなと思っていきました。
So I was kind of watching him for a little while, so it took me a little while to figure his move out, but I've got a good body, and slowly but surely I figured his moves, and now it was my thing.
And what did you see that you figured out? Because you unloaded the heavy artillery and ended the fight quickly.
そうですね、でもちょっと時間かかるかなと思ったんですけどうまく流れをつかめたのでうまく倒すことができたかなと思います。
So from the beginning, I thought it was going to be a little while for me to figure out his move, that it didn't take me too long, so it was my thing, and I was able to win.
You're a brand ambassador for Ring Magazine for Japan and Asia, right? Is that significant to you? What does that mean to you?
そうですね、このような大きい機会を設けてくれたのはトゥルキ閣下だと思うんですごく大変感謝しています。
I would like to express my sincere appreciation. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more from you in the near future. That was a devastating first round knockout from Reto Tsutsumi.
It most definitely was. Max Kellerman, thank you very much. He certainly has an early believer in the Hall of Famer, Andre Ward. We will be keeping tabs on Reto Tsutsumi, 3-0. After getting it done with style points in Las Vegas here tonight. All right, coming up next, lone heavyweight matchup on the playbill tonight. Now training out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Kazakhstan's Ivan Dichko could be the next big man to vault to boxing superstardom. 15-0 after another first-round knockout less than 2 months ago. And now with even more of the boxing world watching, he spins it forward in earnest against the tried and tested Jermaine Franklin Jr. Since going the distance with Anthony Joshua in 2023, Franklin Jr. has reeled off 2 straight wins to reassert himself as a potential problem. And tonight, after competing in 11 different states, he finally makes his Las Vegas debut. Heavyweights will fill up Allegiant Stadium straight ahead as we continue live. And of course, coming up at 9 p.m. Eastern, you know what it is. We transition over to Netflix for our 4-fight main card, where eventually all roads will lead to the undisputed super middleweight title fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford. A few days out from the biggest fight of his career, Max Kellerman sat down with the inimitable Terrence Bud Crawford.
Champ, about a dozen years ago, there were a lot of fighters in and around your weight class making a lot of noise. And you told me then that that's not your style. You're just gonna do your job. Did you think at that time that doing your job quietly would get you to this place, to the biggest fight in boxing?
Of course. You know, like I always said, as long as I keep winning, I'm gonna be where I need to be.
There was one fight along the way, though, where you went the distance. Since then, you knocked everybody out. Was that on your mind? Doing your job, but doing it in a way where the fans demand to see you?
Like I always say, I never go in the ring looking for a knockout. If it comes, it comes. And, you know, at 147, it came a lot.
Uppercut lands. Crawford on the attack. That's it. It's over. It's over.
The inside of my soul, when I get somebody hurt, tells me it's showtime.
Tells you it's showtime, or is there something in you that wants to hurt him?
It's showtime. You gotta go get him out of there.
When Canelo goes at you about your resume, do you feel a certain kind of way about that? Because he was the money man, he could attract the big fights, but you had to go looking for them and they weren't always there.
I don't feel anything about it. Nobody said anything about my resume until I moved up in weight. That's when that narrative came, or he's not fighting nobody, to where people started to believe the hype, or he haven't fought nobody. Okay, so look at the fighters that I fought when I fought them. You know, was they nobodies or was they somebodies?
Interested to engage right now. Now he waits. Gets nailed again. He drops him on his nose. And Kenny Baylor doesn't bother to count. He's knocked out. Terrence Crawford knocks him out in the 5th round after winning every single round of the fight. Crawford is another guy you're going to see a lot more of.
A couple of years ago, you said, Canelo, that's super middle. That's too much for, like, it's too big. What has changed your mind between then and now you're fighting him?
I just, you know, took a hard look at him. You know, I sized him up in and out the ring, and I just think, you know, my skills is gonna lead me to a victory. He comes from, what, 147? Mm-hmm. You know, he's not a big guy. You know, he's been fighting bigger guys his whole career. So if he can do it, why can't I? That's how I look at it and see it.
And the counter, right hook, the left, the right, Errol Spence on inline skates, and the referee has intervened. Mamma mia! Terrence Bud Crawford has made history.
This is going to be easily the most watched championship boxing match in almost 50 years since Ali fought Spinks, because this is on Netflix. Do you feel any responsibility that when all the attention is on boxing, you've got to deliver?
I'm gonna give him a victory. Like I said, everybody got their opinion. They're entitled to say and think whatever they want. I don't want to change anybody's opinion on anything until fight night.
I mean, how good is this? It all comes down to tonight for Terrence Bud Crawford. Max, nobody has their finger on the pulse of this sport quite like you. You spent a lot of time with both athletes this week. What kind of impression did you extract from Bud Crawford?
You know, the big picture for me, watching his answers there, is in a world where it feels like a lot of the time hard work and not being a clown and trying to just draw attention to yourself and just doing the best job you can, that's not rewarded as much. That the shortcut, that the flash is rewarded out of proportion. And here's Terrence Crawford, who stayed with the belief the entire time that if he pushes himself as hard as he can, keeps his head down, and just keeps doing his job, that this day would finally come. And it feels to me, guys, like he feels he's now at the final step. There is one more step to take, and it's this fight tonight.
And it seems as though a lot of his contemporaries, the high-level boxers, believe Terrence Crawford will get the job done tonight. But out of the red corner, the face of boxing, Saul Canelo Alvarez, we now shine the spotlight on the amazing Mexican champion.
In the thin air of the Sierra Nevada mountains, far from the spotlight, Canelo continues the process of fine-tuning the violence. Guiding him, as he has for years, is the steady presence of Eddie Reynoso. More than just a trainer, Reynoso has remained a trusted constant for well over half the fighter's life.
Conocí a Saúl cuando era niño, tenía 13 años. fue al gimnasio de nosotros, de mi papá y mío. Parecía como que tenía más edad porque estaba muy fornido para su edad, y aparte boxeaba con muchachos de ahí del gimnasio de nosotros y los dominó. Fue cuando dije, es especial este niño. La mayor parte del año estamos juntos y así es como una familia el gimnasio.
In the gym, we can jog, we can fucking around, have fun, but when we need to focus on and work, we work. We can switch that very quick.
Lobo, lobito, estás ahí. Ojos que no ven, corazón que no siente.
How does Crawford stop him? Hard to stop Canelo. And if you can't stop Canelo, how do you get the decision?
Así, güerito, cerradito, ¿eh?
My style don't change because I can do everything. I can box, I can go forward, I can counter punch, I can do whatever I want.
I understand the sweet science is hit and not get hit. Mexican style is duke it out, middle of the ring, toe to toe. I don't care how many times you're gonna hit me, I'm gonna hit you back twice as much. Is that relentless spirit.
Eso, cabrón.
That anticipation of what he's gonna do next is what keeps you intrigued in the fight. Probably the best in the business at making you see what he's looking at, making you think he's going there and he's coming up top. I mean, he's mastered that.
We want to see aggression. We want to see offense. And that's that Mexican style.
If you win this fight, does it push your legacy
I'm gonna
up?
win.
When you win this fight, does it push your legacy up even further?
Of course, but I'm not thinking about lose. I'm ready. I can feel it. I'm ready right now. If the fight is right now, I'm ready.
Shoulder, güey. Papito lindo. Ahí va. Pum. 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 Cuatro.
Andre Ward, you're already in the Hall of Fame. Canelo Alvarez will one day join you there, but I know you got a lot of respect for his career, and he's still chasing further greatness here at 35.
Yeah, a lot of respect for the accomplishments, the dedication, how he's presented himself and represented the sport, but even more so with what we just saw right there with Eddie Reynoso and Canelo. In a sport that's filled with violence and chaos, that's the last thing you want in your circle. And what Canelo has with Eddie is stability and peace. It's a trusted voice. It's a trusted ear. It's a guy that when the moment is tough in these fights and in life, somebody you can go to. And I also applaud Canelo because even when he lost, even when he had adversity in the ring, that's a great opportunity for guys to dismiss the coach and say it was their fault. Canelo never did that.
And you look at how he's evolved as a fighter. Canelo's a natural slip and counter guy. He's a guy who loved when fighters came to him and he could slip and counter and beat them up. But he got so strong as a super middleweight, guys started running from him. Yeah. And he had to learn how to really cut off the ring, which he and Eddie Reynoso mastered at a certain point. He has been a fighter who's fought in a variety of styles through the years in a long, illustrious career and has kept himself at or near the top of the sport for longer than most fighters who have ever lived have done it.
And thankfully, it is September 13th, and it all goes down tonight, Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. Now, you are going to hear us say throughout the night, maximize the showcase. A lot of young fighters tonight are going to be under brighter lights than they have ever experienced before, and that applies to the young Irishman, Callum Walsh, one half of our co-main event later on Netflix.
I'm very motivated, not just for this fight, for everything in general. I put 100% effort into everything I do here in the gym. I want the world to see good boxing. I want the world to see good, exciting fights, good, exciting boxing. I will fight to the best of my ability, and I will get the win no matter what. I don't feel the pressure at all. I know there is pressure there. Obviously, there is always pressure on myself to win. I try to enjoy this as much as I can, because you only have one life. I'm only going to be here once. I just let what happens happen, and I just enjoy every minute of it.
Mario Lopez here, back with Antonio Tarver, Mark Kriegel, and Mike Coppinger. And the co-main event really is a terrific fight. It is a clash between two undefeated prospects, one with a great backing, Dana White, Freddie Roach, and of course I'm speaking about Callum Walsh. He's played in big stages before, Antonio, never won like this. What do you think Callum has to do to be victorious tonight?
Never like this, and I want to take my hat off to both of these young men. This is what boxing needs. These two guys laying it all on the line. Somebody old has to go tonight, and I love Callum Walsh, man. He is Ireland's favorite son, but tonight, if he can get a victory over Fernando Vargas, he could be an overnight sensation with the whole Ireland supporting this kid. I can't wait to see how this fight unfolds.
Tell you what I love about Callum Walsh. When the pandemic hit, he got ahead of it. Went all the way to LA, decided he was going to train at Freddie Roach's Wild Card Gym. Mario, I know you know the place very well. Very well. Brady told him, hey, you want to stay here, you got to spar. And you know what that's like to survive over there. He survived, he's prospered, and here he is.
Yeah, and you mentioned the big stage, Mark. Callum Walsh has fought, sold out the theater at Madison Square Garden several times, sold out in Ireland, but he's never fought on a television stage quite like this. The co-main to Canelo Crawford, live on Netflix, and we're going to see what he can do.
Absolutely. This fight is about reputation and opportunity. And Mark, Fernando Vargas Jr. grew up being in scenes like this with, of course, his father, Fernando Vargas, fighting many championship fights. And he wants to get out of the shadow of his father and also his younger brother, who's a great, great prospect. How do you think he will approach the fight tonight?
We talked about that the other day. It's not just my father's shadow, the great Fernando Vargas, but my brother's. I watched his brother Emiliano knock a guy out in seconds back in July at the Garden. He's an excellent athlete. He's a former basketball player. Now, I know he has better genes than probably anybody here as far as boxing, but he came to the sport late, at 17 years old, as opposed to Callum Walsh, who's been in since he was 6. And I always have this question, there's a difference between being a fighter and being an athlete. It might not show right now, but eventually it will show. Can you make up for those years that you weren't a fighter?
Yeah, Mark, you mentioned Fernando Vargas Jr. He has his father's namesake. Obviously, his father was a really good fighter, fought Oscar De La Hoya, Tito Trinidad, blood and guts warrior, but it's the younger brother, Emiliano Vargas. He's one of the best prospects in all of boxing, blazing hand speed. If Fernando Vargas Jr. can score the upset tonight, he'll be on his way too.
And I'm totally surprised he's the underdog. You know, he's right here in his hometown of Las Vegas. His dad, like I say, know everyone here. They're in for a big fight tonight. And like I said, to the winner goes the spoils. And I believe Vargas, with his power, can make this fight very interesting.
One thing that's interesting about tonight, we always hear about prospects. Oh my God, prospects are fighting each other. They should, if it's a good matchup and they each distinguish themselves, they'll both be ahead. You know, they might wind up in a situation where there is no loser.
You're exactly right, because even though they may lose in an effort, their stock may rise. And I think this will define the future of the junior middleweight division. All right, that does it right here on the desk. Let's go back to John, ringside. John.
Well done, fellas. Get me all sorts of fired up for the co-main event later tonight. The unbeatens Callum Walsh and Fernando Vargas Jr. But now we transition to the big man. Ivan Ditchko is ready to prove his Olympic pedigree can carry him to the heavyweight elite, but durable contender Jermaine Franklin Jr. is a rugged survivor focused on proving, among other things, that he remains the best heavyweight in America.
I love the science behind boxing. You could paint a great picture, you could paint an aggressive picture, it could be a relaxed picture. First time I knocked somebody out, the feeling was just, I don't know, it's like an out-of-body experience. Just know you can cause that type of harm to people. You hit somebody and you see them hurt, you see them staggering, or you see them to where they can't like regain focus all the way mentally, it's kind of a rush. You just want to hurt them more.
Big right hand, pretty good shot, and another one.
I'm actually a really nice guy. I'm just a whole different person inside the ring. I'm just trying to get in there and cause as much harm as I can.
That was a right hand, that did hurt him.
I'm from Kazakhstan, and Kazakhstan has a good boxing tradition. Triple G for my country is hero. He opened doors to professional boxing, and I think that I can be new world champion from Kazakhstan. My next opponent's name, Jermaine Franklin. We had some sparrings together maybe 3 years ago. And yeah, it was just regular practice, nothing special.
Ivan should be nervous because our previous history, I feel like he only got a taste of what I could do. He haven't seen the real thing yet. My goal in this fight is to put Ivan on his ass.
Oh, Franklin trying to close the deal now.
Jermaine is too confident himself, and then he make mistake because I'm faster, I'm stronger.
Oh, beautiful right hand.
I have good footwork and I have power.
Ditchko with the knockdown.
I got 25 wins. I knocked out 15 opponents. It hurts a lot getting hit by me. I think I have some of the best feet in the heavyweight division. I can use angles, I can slip around, I can turn very good, so it's hard for a lot of those big guys to keep up.
Right hand again, showered down, almost through the ropes.
They only got a glimpse of me. I'm still getting better, I'm still doing things to get better, and I'm still ready to shock the world.
I want to show that I love KO my opponent.
Oh, another beautiful one. They're waving this one off.
People who don't know about me will know about me after this fight. I will be next world champion.
Proudly repping Saginaw, Michigan, USA. Here is the 31-year-old, the 9'8" assassin, Jermaine Franklin Jr. And Mike Coppinger, you know, he walks with a heavy heart tonight. His father passed on August 29th. He told us in the fighter meeting he hasn't yet had the opportunity to mourn nor grieve. But if he can channel that in the right way tonight, this would be a monumental heavyweight win.
Yeah, absolutely, John. And Jermaine Franklin, he's been in with the absolute best. His 2 losses to former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua and to former heavyweight title challenger Dillian White. He was in much better shape for Joshua, but his weight for this fight has ballooned to what he was for Dillian White. So we'll see what he has.
Andre, it's interesting when you talk about the weight, right? Because he weighed just under 235 for the Joshua fight, but when it was 257 against Dillian White, he competed quite well as well.
Yeah, the weight thing for the heavyweights are tricky. Most good heavyweights have a fighting weight. They have a sweet spot that they want. Condolences to Franklin for the loss of his father. I hope he uses that motivation in the ring tonight because he's had a few big opportunities like Coppinger just mentioned. These opportunities become more and more scarce as you get older. And tonight he needs to show up. So regardless of what his weight is, he needs to put on a great performance tonight.
He has some old school skills. And listen, there's a long tradition in boxing of fat heavyweights who can fight. He's a fat heavyweight who can fight.
Come on,
Listen, I mean, what am I lying? You'll see when he takes off his robe. He's a fat heavyweight who can fight. I mean, Andy Ruiz is a fat heavyweight who can fight, and there were a bunch of them in the 80s, right? Greg Page and Tony Tubbs, and he fits into that tradition, and he's going to have to be on his game to come out of here tonight with a win.
(15-0) as he makes his second appearance of 2025. Here is the undefeated heavyweight Ivan Ditchko. Born in Kazakhstan, now training under the watchful eye of Tom Yankello in the great state of Pennsylvania, one of the most admired trainers of my broadcast partner, Max Kellerman.
I love the way Yankello trains fighters. By the way, Verge too, Andre, you're a guy. Like, I love trainers who train fighters to control fights with those old school kind of skills, and to take an Olympic medalist who's at this size, a giant, who can punch, and now you put him with a pro trainer like Tom Yankello, who can teach you those old school skills, how to control fights. He has a chance to be the guy who emerges Ditchko from this entire fight card with the boxing world buzzing about him if he can be impressive against a durable heavyweight tonight.
I think even more than being impressive, he wants to get a stoppage against Jermaine Franklin. That's something that Dillian White and Anthony Joshua could not do. Ditchko is he's a 7-year pro and only has 15 fights. That's the splash that he needs to get his name back in the mix.
I'm glad you mentioned sort of the lack of activity. At times he's had a hard time finding opponents, but unequivocally, Jermaine Franklin Jr. represents his toughest opponent to date, at least as a professional, some Anthony Joshua experience as an amateur. But we'll see what Ivan Dichko can produce here tonight as he tries to vault to 16-0. Dichko 35. The American Franklin Jr. is 31, 6 inches the gap in height, although Franklin Jr. has realized success against taller men prior. You see the weight discrepancy, not all that surprising. Half an inch in reach for Kazakhstan's Ivan Dichko. All right, now for the introductions. Back inside of Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go with the next fight tonight. 10 rounds is scheduled in the heavyweight division. The 3 judges scoring at ringside: Kermit Bayless, Chris Migliore, and Don Trella. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Harvey Dog. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with silver, he weighed in officially 256 pounds. In 25 professional fights, his record stands at 23 victories, 2 defeats, 15 wins, coming by way of knockout from Saginaw, Michigan. He is the 989 assassin, Jermaine Franklin Jr. And across the ring, his opponent in the red corner, wearing blue with white. He weighed in officially 239 1/2 pounds. As a professional, he stands perfect in the ring. 15 professional fights, 15 victories, no defeats, 14 wins, coming by way of knockout. Here's a 2-time Olympic bronze medalist representing Kazakhstan, fighting out of Pittsburgh, PA, USA, the undefeated Ivan Dichko.
Okay, boxers, we went over the instructions earlier. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times, touch gloves. Good luck.
6'9".
Oh.
With power.
You know, I've had a Napoleon complex at times. I wonder, is it easier to get women when you're 6'9" or 5'9"? I don't know. You don't have to answer that, champ.
Yeah, I got my baby a long time ago. And a decent height, 6'1", 6'1" on a good day.
Go, guys.
All right, here we go with the heavyweights. Jermaine Franklin Jr. in black. Ivan Dichko is. Dichko also with experience competing against Anthony Joshua. Lost to him in the Olympic semifinals back in 2012.
But you see right away about this matchup, and you'll notice, I've noticed it throughout this card actually, and we have had a first round knockout, and okay, but when 2 fighters come out, especially one's an Olympic, 2-time Olympic medalist, and he's big and he's powerful, you can see the respect that they give each other, where they can recognize the other guy can handle himself, Dre. I saw that right from the outset in this fight.
Yeah, and it's also the division. You know, if a punch grazes the head in the wrong way, we could all be going home early. So both fighters understand that, and both fighters respect it, to your point.
About 5 or 6 weeks notice for Jermaine Franklin Jr., who shucks off that offering from Dichko. That one got through.
And sometimes when a guy gets a fight on short notice and they're not in tip-top shape, they actually perform better at times because they don't have the pressure of a full camp, talking about the opponent for 8 weeks and all of that. So I want to see if Franklin can use this short notice fight and the heavy heart that he has to his advantage.
Sage point, to be sure. Jermaine Franklin Jr. has never been knocked down nor out as a pro boxer. Made his pro debut in the state of Wisconsin when he was 21, and Franklin Jr. still just 31, despite arriving at pro fight number 26 tonight.
And Franklin having the experience and being in some of those bigger fights, he's looking to lay traps for Dichko. He wants him to make a mistake to counter with a big shot that'll get him out of there. So that's what he's looking for. When you see him prodding and with punches and just kind of looking and not doing much, he's waiting for Dichko to make a mistake.
And Dichko, in spite of his really freakishly tall height, does not have very long arms. So he has to figure out a way to get that right hand home. It's not like some of these behemoth heavyweights we've seen where they can just tag you from the outside. The reach difference here is minimal.
Oh, nice right hand by Dichko. Under a minute to go, round 1. Skipper Kelp with us all night. What do you have, Skip?
Well, Dichko makes up for the short arms by utilizing the jab, and he throws the right hand straight down the middle after that.
I mean, it's words out of my mouth. He blinds you with the left hand, whether he's just holding it out there or throwing it as a jab, and that super straight right hand reminds me of Vladimir Klitschko a little bit, the way he throws it straight and short.
Good level change by Ditchko a moment ago to attack the body of Franklin Jr.
Body shots hurt at any given point in the fight. But early on, when you get hit with a straight right hand to the body like that, it's disrespectful. It's like, bro, I haven't had the opportunity to warm up. Why are you throwing that punch right now?
Right. Step back, step back, step back.
Ditchko has exuded pretty good footwork throughout his career for a man his size. Quick round one.
Okay, we gave that round away. We can't get none away.
Breathe, deep breaths. We standing straight up. We need to stay off that line. I need more head movement, more jabs. You only a half a step away, but you got to step closer with that jab. Jab your way in, then that right gonna be right there. But it come off more jabs and more stepping forward.
Give him more fakes too. More fakes, because he's trying to time you. He's trying to time you with what you do. So throw your fake and then come with something. That's why I need you with that good body movement all the time, because he don't never
Hardest working crew in show business, can I say that? Tail of the production, 600 strong, putting together all of this for you folks tonight. It's a new arena weight record too from the ceiling, 401,000 pounds, 250 rigging motors, north of 500 moving lights, 65 total cameras, and also the first fully produced on-site Spanish broadcast for a live Netflix event. Great to have everybody with us early for the Canelo versus Crawford YouTube prelims, round 2 of a possible 10 here between the heavyweights Ivan Ditchko and Jermaine Franklin Jr. Franklin Jr. connects to the body.
I like the jab that we just spoke about in the previous round that Ditchko's landing, because it not only hurts, it not only starts to take wind from the opponent and starts to fatigue them, but it allows him, Ditchko, to land the shot up top. Start to occupy the opponent down low. Good shot right there from Franklin. And then Ditchko's able to come over the top. It just makes that a little bit easier and a little bit more effective.
And he keeps that left hand extended, so not only is he blinding you with the left, even when he's not throwing the jab, but the jab hand is close to the opponent's face, making up for the shorter reach.
He can defend with it. That's exactly what Franklin's corner told him. When you hear the corner say, stay off the line, and essentially that means don't stand in front. That big, long right hand is looking for your chin. He's trying to line you up, and right now Franklin's not listening to his corner.
And then you see Franklin leaning on the right side, Dre, and staying there sometimes a little bit too long, which is still in the path of that right hand.
That's right.
Level change by Franklin, unable to land to the body. Under 90 seconds here to go in what has been a little bit of a pedestrian round 2.
That hook is not a punch that you see Ditchko throw a lot. I asked him in our fighter meeting, I said, you have a good jab and a good right hand. Have you been working on other areas in your fight game? He said, I can do it all. I'm not seeing that right now, but I do see that left hook coming behind the right hand periodically.
Let him go. That's good. Working there, working there. Break!
They're both guilty of some clinching here. Franklin's grabbing him, but Ditchko is happy, it seems, to bring him inside and tie him up.
I think Franklin wants to tie up to rest, and Ditchko wants to tie up to reset.
Right, to make sure that Franklin can't get off anything on the inside.
I'm comfortable if I can feel you and I know you're not throwing any punches, push you off, referee break, reset.
Decided experience advantage for Franklin Jr., not just in terms of overall pro bouts, but in terms of length of fights. Only one time beyond a round 3 for Ditchko across his 15 fights. Fighters exchange jabs late in the round.
Right. Sit back. Time!
Excuse me, boss.
So if we miss a shot, we can't just lay on his back.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Don't do that.
start stepping up with the jab and pushing him back. The pace is good. Just pick it up a little bit more with your jab, okay? Stay in range. Get loose with your jab. That's all. Get loose with your jab, okay? Everything else is going to come. He's slowing down already, okay?
Dre, I really like Yankello in the corner just then because people just see the corner work, but a trainer, most of what he does is in the gym. Then separately, his job is to give instructions in the corner. They've gone over everything in the gym already. Tommy Yankello gave him very clear instructions. I want to see that jab more. Not 10 different things. One thing. Let's see you work that jab, start pushing him back.
The great trainer also has a great feel for not only his fighter, but where the fight is, and he could sense a little unrest with the crowd, and he told his fighter, I like the pace. In other words, don't worry about that.
All right, as we start round 3, we check in with the coach, Skipper Kelp.
I got Ditchko up 2-0. He's landing the straighter punches. He's really landing the only punches. Franklin needs to pick it up if he wants to get into this fight.
There it is again, what Skipper mentioned in the first round. Left, right. The left blinds him, and the right comes right down the middle, right down the pike, straight.
Franklin took that shot well.
Did.
That's the problem. That's the dark side of not coming in the fight in tip-top shape. You see things you want to do, you can't do it. There's a pace that maybe is ideal, but you can't keep it. So you always want to come into a prize fight in the best possible shape you can, though I know this was a short minute call for Franklin.
Trey, let me ask you something. How would you know coming into a fight out of shape what that's like? You were never out of shape.
I've seen a lot of out-of-shape fighters, so I wanted to stay away from it.
Well, there's no denying the potential for Franklin Jr., but thrice on his own accord, he has left the sport of boxing. He has admitted that sometimes he loses focus. You do wonder if his commitment was all in, 24/7, 365, just how good it could be.
Yeah, this is a very, very jealous sport. And the beauty of it is it will reward you if you respect it and honor it in your biggest moments, or it will expose you when you least need it.
Remember when I said Yankello and Virgil Hunter, my favorite trainers, active? You know, and they're great trainers, Robert Garcia and Freddie Roach, of course. That sounds like Virgil to me, Tom. That's what it sounds like. I mean, it's a jealous sport. Do you see Ditchko, Dre, carrying out the instructions of the corner? Does he look more active with his jab to you?
Slightly. I think he needs to recognize that he can do more. You don't always have to wait for the corner. You want to follow those basic instructions, but you also got to have the instinct to know I can do more and press forward. And I think Franklin hasn't given the type of resistance that you would think would make Ditchko think twice. Of course, he's a heavyweight, he can punch, but Ditchko has a lot of space and grace to let those hands go and make something happen.
Ditchko struck Olympic bronze in 2012 and 2016 before turning pro. He vowed tonight to not let Franklin Jr. rest mid-round, but hasn't wholly made good on that pre-fight premonition.
Yeah, Tom Yankello in the corner, as Dre mentions, he don't push it too much. I like the pace, just step it up a little. And I haven't seen that really. Like, I'd like to see him do, he's not telling him step on the gas. He's saying, let's just take it to the next level. I don't think Ditchko did that this round.
He can do it, though. There's space for that.
Breathe. We can't get them rounds away. We got to work. You got to work your speed. I want you to stay to the head, because when you go to the body, you're falling over.
Okay.
So stay to the head. Start working the head. But you're gonna have to work it with speed. It's time where he's coming in with his jab, and he's coming in slow. And if you just catch him, beat him to the punch, you'll stop him right there. That's what we got to do. We got to pick our speed up, and we got to start being more aggressive, and we got to beat him to the punch. That's all it is.
That pace you had in sparring, you got to go back to that pace.
I got
it's
y'all.
there. Just let your hands go.
Yeah.
You got to let your hands go, bro.
Yeah,
it's just that simple. Let them go.
Yeah, we holding back way too much. We got to work.
Good instructions, it seems, in Jermaine Franklin's corner as well.
Yep, nice job, Jesse Addison and Lorenzo Reynolds with the instructions for Franklin Jr. Now, we told you that Ivan Ditchko has only gone past a third round once in his career. That was a 10-rounder against Kevin Espindola back in 2022. So Gas tank bears watching here as we get into the latter rounds.
Great instructions from Jesse and Lorenzo. I came up with both those guys. I fought with Lorenzo Reynolds, great young fighter from Saginaw, Michigan, and it's good to see his father Jesse in the fighter meeting and see them working together tonight.
And I like, it's not just what the corner says, it's the way they say it. They delivered it calmly, but in a way that impresses upon him, this ain't going to do it. You're going to have to do some more.
But they got the old school principles. You don't see either one over talking the other. Pops gets the first 30 seconds. Jesse gets the last 30.
And also giving him something concrete, right? Remembering a sparring session not all that long ago and trying to put that into action.
Give me a couple instructions. I don't need 5. I just need 2.
It'd be good to see a little more concrete in this fight because Ditchko is a puncher and he has not really landed that concrete right hand really flush yet. When he has reached him, it's usually kind of after the apex of the energy of the punch has been spent. But as Dre mentions, Franklin has taken it well because Franklin's good with distance. He can fight.
Skipper Kelp, what are you seeing?
Franklin has opportunities to get back in this fight because when they're on the inside, Ditchko does not want to punch. If Franklin stuck his butt back and let his hands go, he can score some points.
Well, we'll see how committed Franklin Jr. is over the last half of this fight. Under 90 seconds to go, round 4.
I think Ditchko needs to go back to that body work. And the best way, the safest way, which seems to be his way to do it, is with a long jab to the stomach. He's not really in range to be countered. And he continues to break Franklin down, and it will set up the right hand, which I know that's what he wants to land.
Good shot to the body. Harvey Dock being kept busy as our referee. Another separation here.
I think Skipper made another really good point, which is that to me always what separates the good fighters from the next level is can they fight at all 3 distances? And Ditchko does not seem to want it on the inside at all. Even though, by the way, he's built like a tall fighter who might be able to fight on the inside because his arms are a little more compact. But as Dre, you mentioned earlier, he's making sure that Franklin can't do anything on the other inside by tying him up. It might be good for him to know how to fight on the inside so he doesn't just have to tie up.
Yeah, I mean, he's 35. It's a good time to start learning because, you know, you'll find yourself in moments like this. Like, he can get Franklin out of there. Not to say that Franklin is an easy out. We know that. But if you throw the right punch to get the right punch through, the fight can be over.
Ditchko landing just 18% of his punches as we come down the stretch of round 4.
Time! Make sure we keep those punches in front so we don't go behind the head. Yep, we good, we good.
All right. Get this going now, okay? That round's a little close. Get the damn jab in. Boom, boom, boom. All the things you're doing in the gym. Boom, boom. And let the right hand go. Got me? Let's go now. Okay? Go. Go. There we go. We're in the 5th round. Okay? Let's get it.
Right there. You got to hit him.
He's right there. Hide it. Sit. Hold it sweet. Okay? Get the jab going. You good? Let's get it. Let's get it. This round. Get it from me. Yeah, I want your jab. Get the jab going now, right now. Let's go. Let it go. Let the jab go.
Sort of interesting to hear Tom Yankello say to Ditchko, are you good? Just doesn't appear like he's all the way here.
A couple rounds ago, Yankello's like, I like everything I'm seeing. Let's step it up a little. Ditchko really didn't listen to him. And Yankello there stepped up the urgency. Come on now.
Yeah.
That round was closer. Let's get down to business. Let's see the jab.
Franklin, one of just 4 fighters who did not get knocked down against Anthony Joshua. Some pretty good company with Usyk, Joseph Parker, and Daniel Dubois. Ditchko just hasn't landed anything of huge consequence as yet.
And, you know, even at his advanced age, Andre mentioned, mid-30s.
Right.
This could be a good learning experience. I mean, you're in with a guy who's not just a sitting duck for your right hand. He knows how to handle himself. So what do you do in these quieter rounds where you just can't land your Sunday punch? You got to be doing other things to break the guy down and get those shots home.
Good right hand there a moment ago by Ditchko.
Disco's landing that shot, the right hand. And then he's almost looking at Franklin like, you're still standing.
Right.
That's part of the discouragement you see now. He's thinking, but I don't know how much Disco actually has in the bag to grab a hold of. He's thinking, you see him processing, but I can only grab what I have, which is really a good jab to the head, one to the body, and an overhand right to the head. But not a huge arsenal.
But Yankello is telling him, so now let's pick it up with a jab and let's see the right hand behind it.
I'm here.
But he's been really not active enough with the jab, so the right hand is not there the same way it would otherwise be.
I think Ditchko's thinking it's not working, but to your point, he should follow those instructions because it would work.
Hands are free. Hands are free.
Unofficially, Franklin has landed more punches, 36 to 30. These numbers unofficially. He's also landing at a 32% clip to just 18% for Ivan Ditchko. Crowd's had a lot to cheer about tonight, but a little bit listless here in the middle of this heavyweight offering.
Not happy.
And let me tell you something. When you see the way this card is constructed, with $100,000 bonuses for knockouts, for fight of the night, for fight, right, that kind of stuff, this is a new kind of boxing world that is perhaps being ushered in. That's the attempt being made, where simply showing up and walking away with the W is not going to be rewarded the same way it has been in the past. The crowd is letting them know we want more than this, right, and we'll see if the fighters respond.
And I don't have to tell you guys, things can happen pretty expeditiously in the heavyweight division.
Well, that's the whole thing. In that, what they will remember if someone lands a great shot is the finish.
Final seconds of round 5.
Time.
Hey man, it's all about, do you want this fight now? You know, if you want this fight, you got to go in there, you got to let your hands go, and you got to work. You're not gonna get this opportunity no more, okay? This is an opportunity of a lifetime for you. You got to cash in on this, Jermaine. Do you want this fight? Yeah. Okay, well you got to go in there and you got to work, man. Let's go, let's work, okay? It's time to work. We got to get in there. We got to work, man. We can't be bullshitting no more. It's time to let your hands go and work, okay? I need you to work. I need you to get them hands. Let them hands go. Go to the head. Stop falling in, okay? And when he come in, what you catch him with something. We got to work, big dog.
Before you go down, let the 1-2 go.
You got the potential to do this. You got the experience to outbox this guy. He don't even want to box no more. You got to go in there and outbox his ass.
Let's go now.
Man, I need Jesse Addison for my strength and conditioning workouts. Skipper Kelp, what are you seeing here through 5 rounds?
I got a clean sweep for Ditchko, 5 rounds to none. But he's not winning any fans. He's got to get in there and throw some punches on the inside and let his hands go a little bit. He's got a dead man in front of him right now.
Man, the corner work in both corners is outstanding. Old school, professional corner work. Their passion is not for the cameras. It's unself-conscious. It is for their fighter. But the corner can't want it more than the fighters. They can't fight for them.
Coach Jesse is asking Franklin all the right answers. But the truth is those questions are answered long before he gets to fight night. If I have to ask you that tonight, I'm probably not going to get the answer that I want.
All right, let us check in with our esteemed reporter, Jim Gray, for the first time. Jim, what do you have?
Well, as you saw the trainer telling Jermaine in between rounds, we had our meeting with Jermaine a couple of days ago in the production meeting, and he said he just checks out sometime in fight. He can't get his concentration back, and clearly his trainer's telling him, right now, this is your opportunity of a lifetime. Do you want to do this? So this is an ongoing habit, it seems, because he's told us he's done this before. He needs to get it back and come back real quick.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. That's a hugely important interjection. He stopped short of saying he has an attitude problem, but he does lose focus.
But guys, he actually said, I don't have an attitude problem, and then he described
I have
how
an
he
attitude problem.
basically has an attitude problem.
I mean, but the issue is, guys, it takes 2. And Yankello is just as animated at this point. Before he was laid back, the fight's going our way, because that's what we think of the first round or 2. Now let's see phase 2, which never came. Both corners are animated and urgent, but the fighters are not.
Working it.
And it's tough because Franklin can fight. He's got a good offensive arsenal. He's proven he's durable throughout the years. He's still durable tonight. He's gotten hit with probably 3 right hands that would knock a decent amount of heavyweights out. But if you don't love it, if you don't dedicate to it, the sport I'm talking about, you get these kind of performances.
And guys, from Ditchko's point of view, of these two, he was the one, it seems to me, coming into the fight with the potential for people to say, in this heavyweight division, Usyk is champ. What's going to happen with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker and, of course, Atama, right? Moses Atama is the new young phenom. Could he have the kind of performance tonight that has people start thinking he's in that category, if not on accomplishment, at least he's on our minds.
Radar.
This is not that.
Right. No, and that is fair criticism. As we come down the stretch of round 6, punch percentage continues to be below 20% for the Kazakh Ivan Ditchko.
Time!
Round 7 next.
The reason, the reason he laying on you because you falling over. If you ain't down there, he won't never lay on you. You know, so you bringing that on yourself right there.
You gotta do what's correct, champ.
Hey,
we're good.
you gotta pop that punch and get up. Don't lay over. If you lay over, you giving the man the opportunity to lay on you. You gotta start pop, pop, pop. The dude is slow, man. It's all over. It's all over. He's not doing nothing no more. All you got to do is start throwing punches, and you will stop this guy, because he's not doing nothing no more. He's tired in there. He don't want to be in there no more. Now you got to go in there. You got to make it uncomfortable for him. We need these rounds right here. 1, 2, 3. You got 3 rounds. We need these rounds. Okay, let's go.
Snap your hands. You can hurt him. Just snap them once.
Can't do much better as a chief corner with those 60 seconds between rounds.
I mean, it ain't good when the corner is the most interesting part of the fight, but I will say this. This is, it's just a pleasure to listen to these guys work in the corner. And Ditchko, as tall as he is, Andre, looking a little fatigued.
He's looking a lot of fatigue.
I mean, it seems to me if Franklin's not scared to bring those shots to the body, he has a real shot here.
I think he understands that, because he could see that Ditchko was tired at the last part of the last round, and those are the exact instructions that Coach Jesse just gave him. Even though Franklin hasn't performed well, he's got enough time to land a shot and try to make something happen.
And that's the thing about the heavyweights, guys. You can have a fight that doesn't live up to expectations for 5, 6, 7 rounds, but the finish can erase the memory of all that.
Franklin just landed a good right hand on the side of the head of Ditchko.
Yeah, one of his better shots of the night, and clearly the visuals suggest that Ditchko is the more compromised party in terms of fatigue. 2 minutes to go, round 7. Ooh!
Big right hand. You know what? That may have been the best punch of the fight.
That's the second right hand that Franklin has landed this round. And I don't think there's anything Ditchko can or will do about it, because he is fatigued. He's tired.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. If Franklin would concentrate on the body now, but it takes guts because your hands are lowered against the guy who's bringing that straight right hand down. But if he has the guts to do it and stay with the body, that right hand over the top, Trey, may have even more effect.
Ditchko trying to reestablish that jab. Quick hands on the inside from Franklin. Nothing appeared to land, though. Scorecards could be all over the place. Perhaps one of these heavyweights will take the judges out of it. Big right hand again for Franklin.
Franklin has a moment. It's a moment right now for Franklin. He better take advantage of it.
Franklin is winning this round, but more than that, he looks like he's endangering Ditchko. It's the first time in the fight where it looks like Ditchko could be entering a real trouble phase of the fight.
Nice establishing jab there by Ditchko, but nothing behind it.
Franklin needs to step in with the jab,
don't grab him,
blind Ditchko, and hit him to the body and then to the head. Just like you mentioned, Max. It's going to get Ditchko occupied to protect himself from the body shot. And the big right hand that Franklin has landed twice can land, and if it lands in the right place, he can put Ditchko down and possibly out.
So you're saying put the jab behind it, so when you go to the body, you're not as in much
Flick
danger
the jab
of
toward the head
so
as
you
if
blind them.
you don't even have to land it. It's a blinder. Throw the right hand around or straight to the body and come up with something up top right after that.
Pretty good connection on the inside by Ditchko.
Nothing on it.
Unlike early in the fight, there's no snap on the punch. It's an arm punch. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, the fight, as ugly and slow as it's been, is turning kind of dramatic.
We still ain't putting it out there.
It's the most alive we've seen Franklin this whole fight. Step to the side, Ditchko standing straight up, and he landed a nice shot on the chin of Ditchko. Didn't get a big reaction, but he definitely felt it. And it's a product not of him not being skillful enough to get out of the way. It's simply fatigue. He can't physically get out of the way.
I give you that round right there, but now you got to work. You got to work now, man.
Just snap everything.
Hey, listen. I keep telling you, this opportunity ain't gonna come no more, Jermaine. You gotta go head on and you gotta take advantage of this. You gotta start boxing this guy. If you box this guy, you will beat him. This guy cannot outbox you, and he's tired. You just gotta go in there and box him. I'm not seeing no jabs. I'm not seeing no jabs and right hands coming behind. Here we go.
1-2 hook though.
All right, Skipper Kelp, what's the scorecard look like through 7?
I have it 6 rounds to 1. Franklin won his first round, and in my scouting report with Franklin, I said he's a dog and he will fight and let his hands go. He has an opportunity now if he starts turning it up.
I mean, back in the day, you'd say he flew his head. The reason I said the right hand, which we showed on replay in between rounds, was the best of the fight. It's the only time either guy flew the other guy's head. It was a head-snapping shot.
The big right hands that Franklin got hit with, he rolled with them. So you didn't see that snap.
And that's not like the Ditchko right hand, which was dangerous early, is a slap at this point.
Franklin to the body, another clinch broken up by Harvey Dock.
Just missed a big left hand from Franklin.
He went with it with that with left hook.
and a smooth counter from Ditchko.
Now Ditchko's taking that little half step back when the right hand's coming, Dre, and getting away from it.
Oh!
Not that one. Didn't get away from that one.
He's hurt. Franklin needs to follow up right now. He's hurt. He's hurt.
To the body. That's right, to the body. Ditchko's ready to go.
He's hurt. He's trying to play it off, trying to be a chameleon, but Franklin has to sit.
Over there, over there.
Oh, this is a break for Ditchko.
1 point. You got to stay off his back. You got to stay off of him, all right? That's it. Stay off his head.
I know the point deduction seems like it favors Jermaine Franklin, and it does on the cards, but that may have been a big break for Ditchko because he was buzzed.
It's a huge break, and Franklin's not going to make up that difference on the scorecard, so that's not really in his favor, though I know what you're saying.
I'll tell you what, he scores a knockdown. That's a 3-point round.
Big right hand a moment ago by Ditchko. Franklin connects to the body.
And I'm not sure Ditchko's still out of trouble.
Oh! Another cracking right hand by Franklin, eaten by Ditchko.
And part of it is if you can't get away from the right hand, you're always in trouble.
Working there, hands are free. Hands are free.
I'd love to see Franklin work the body, Trey. I think it sets everything up for him in this fight.
I mean, he's right there. Both hands are free. Why not? Now, why not punch and let your hands go just like that? Yep. And come right back upstairs.
Ditchko is long and lean, doesn't like it on the inside, and is fatigued. Those right hands upstairs have greater effect when you put in the work down.
Good body shot by Franklin.
Look at Ditchko's left side.
Yep.
Reddened from those right hooks.
Under 30 seconds here to go. In round 8, another big right hand connection by Franklin. And there's another one. Ditchko ate it. But a big round 8 for the American fighter.
Hands are free, hands are free.
He might have time to catch up, Trey. This is a 2-point round.
All right, 8 rounds down, potentially 2 to go.
Same right hand, slightly higher than it landed before for Franklin. That one did a lot of damage. Ditchko, being a veteran the way that he is, he tried to play it off. He didn't want to show that he was hurt, but he was clearly hurt by that shot. Franklin was unable to follow up, but that right hand keeps landing as often as Franklin will throw it. It lands.
Give me these 2 rounds. Wow. Come on. Come alive with this. You got to win with this. You got to win with this. You got to land it. You have to land it. It doesn't matter if you land it to the face. Land it to the shoulders, to the chest, the body. down to the last 2 rounds right here. You got me?
If you don't win these rounds, you lose the fight.
Let's go. You got to win these last 2 rounds right now.
You're not winning.
Right now.
You're not winning. You got to win these 2 rounds. You got to win them big.
All the work we put in. Right? Come on, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Seconds out.
Well, and even if he is winning, Andre, I'd rather hear that messaging, right? The urgency from the corner.
Yeah, the fight's not over until it's over, especially in this division. So you got to maintain that kind of focus. And you're right, Max. Another 2-point round. We got ourselves a close situation.
I mean, and Canelo, you could see, has given up the idea that Ditchko is going to dominate this fight or anything. When he's telling Ditchko, throw the jab, even if it doesn't land to the head, throw it to the shoulder, to the body. What he's saying is control this guy for the next 2 rounds and get out of here with a W.
And stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble.
You can win the round with your lead hand. If you're right-handed, it's your left. If you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, it's your right. Excuse me. That's the hand. That's why the coach said, break this up. Let me see that left hand.
Right.
That's what's going to get them to the finish line.
And what's instructive about that is we are past the point from Ditchko's point of view of an impressive night. But Franklin, to his credit, has fought his way into the fight to the point where just a W for Ditchko is actually the win here.
It's interesting to think back to Andre questioning Ivan Ditchko in our fighter meeting about his weapons and the versatility, right? Because he has been limited to a few choice weapons here tonight, and Jermaine Franklin as such has rallied.
But Franklin now from his side, is it enough to just make it close and dramatic? Or does he have it in him to let his hands go the way his corner's exhorting him and beat a tired fighter, stop him?
Ditchko showing a little bit of life here, round 9.
Franklin's also fighting some ghosts from the past. He's a veteran. He's a guy who hasn't been able to win the big one. He gets the late calls, and oftentimes a good performance is a win for guys like that, and I think that's what he's having to fight through right now. Do I want to take the risk to try to win, or am I okay saying I had some good moments on this type of stage?
His corner knows this is it, man. This is it for Franklin. You get a win here, and you have yourself a career in front of you, and if you don't, it's a much different outlook.
Under a minute here to go in round 9. Jab for Ditchko is clean.
That's what his coach wants right there.
Oh, short left lands for Franklin.
And in a way, that's the worst thing that can happen to Franklin.
He
is
can't get caught.
Because he lands the punch upstairs, and he starts headhunting. When the body shots are what's going to set that up.
Good upper right there from Ditchko. You haven't seen much of that.
Not a lot on it, though.
I'll take it. It's a lot more than what he's been doing.
Now, they just traded punches like they meant it.
Good drop down right hand for Franklin.
See, right there, Franklin's inside, and he's reaching around with his right hand and hugging him when both hands need to be moving to the body.
All right, that marks the end of round 9.
Trying to cock that right hand, that ain't no good. He countered off of you trying to cock that right hand. That's what happens when you cock punches and you miss, you get a counter back.
I'm telling you, just let it go smooth. When you let it go smooth, it's going to be quicker, it's going to be effective. All we need is straight punches down the pipe. Straight 1-2-1s.
This is the last round. We need to knock this guy out. I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. We behind. We behind in this fight right here.
Look him in his eyes.
We need to stop this guy, Jermaine. We need to stop him. A decision right now don't do you no good. We gotta knock this dude out, man. We gotta really go in there and stop him. And the only way you're gonna do it if you put your hands together. Trying to set him up for one punch ain't gonna do it. You gotta put them hands together, okay? You gotta suck up. You got 1 round to knock this dude out. That's the assignment. That's what you need to go out there and do. Okay? Let's work. Come on.
Tighten up. Yo, damn, bro.
Jason Statham with us here tonight for Canelo versus Crawford live on Netflix. And he has since made his way to our position ringside. Just shared a moment with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Here we go, round 10. Ivan Ditchko, Jermaine Franklin Jr.
One way in which this fight has held a pattern on this card so far is whoever you think the A side is. These are, if they're not 50-50, they're 60-40 type fights.
And this one at closing time, essentially a pick 'em in the sports books. Good combination by Franklin. So Ditchko seemingly controlled the early portions of the fight. Jermaine Franklin started rallying around round 7. Seemingly anybody's fight with a couple minutes to go. Looked like that right hand got through for Ditchko.
Good sneaky right hand from Ditchko right there.
I thought the 9th round was a turning point round in the fight where Franklin had established some momentum and looked like he could wear him out and stop him maybe, and he let that opportunity slip by in the 9th. Not that it was a dominant round for Ditchko, but it didn't continue the trend that Franklin had established a couple rounds earlier.
It's the complacency and the lack of conditioning from Franklin. You can want to do a lot of things, but if you haven't put in the work to actually do them, you haven't been training at that type of pace, why would I expect you to be any different come fight night?
Ditchko has been the busier party, throwing about 85 more strikes. Oh, nice short shot with a left hand for Franklin after he landed to the body. Final minute is upon us.
Used to hate getting hit with those little short shots inside.
Not as much as these guys hate it.
I think you're right.
Franklin with a quick check on the clock, loaded up on the right hand. Ditchko slides underneath it.
That was the punch that Franklin's corner did not want. The telegraphing, lazy, uninspiring overhand right that the whole arena saw coming.
Our featured prelim coming up next, the rematch between Serhii Bohachuk and Brandon Adams, and then top of the hour, you know what it is, we transition to Netflix for the main card.
Well, Franklin's corner told him, this can't go the distance, you're behind, and it appears to have gone the distance.
And indeed it has. 30 minutes in the books between Ivan Ditchko and Jermaine Franklin Jr. Fans softly letting the athletes know what they felt about the fight. Both fighters had their moments.
I felt the fight was salvaged in the second half. It went from just a bad fight to a fight with some drama.
I think it's just a bit disappointment on both sides because you have Ditchko, again, who hasn't fought very much in 7 years, had promise coming out with his amateur pedigree and just haven't capitalized on it. Great opportunity to do that tonight. And then you have Jermaine Franklin, who is coming in here with a lot of motivation. Yes, it was a short, notice call. You got to give him that. But if you live like a fighter and you stay ready, you could have an opportunity like this that can change your life. So that's a missed opportunity for him as well.
And there's a look at Jermaine Franklin, and now we show you Skipper Kelp's unofficial scorecard. He gave Ivan Ditchko the first 6 rounds. Pendulum swung a little bit there in round 7, the 10-8, of course, in round 8, courtesy of that point deduction. But then Ditchko did come on strong in rounds 9 and 10, and on Skipper Kelp's card, 97-92 for Ivan Ditchko, trying to head back to Kazakhstan the way he came as an undefeated fighter, trying to move to 16-0.
I'd be surprised if we hear any scores that aren't 97-92.
Well, there you go. First time for Ditchko competing twice in a calendar year since 2021. Got to think the 10 rounds will be of value moving forward. We do have the official decision. It resides with Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. And here are the judges' totals from ringside. Kermit Bayless scores at 96-93. Chris Migliore, 95-94. And Don Trella sees it 97-92. All for your winner by unanimous decision, the 989 Assassin, Jermaine Franklin Jr.
Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder when it comes to these boxing scorecards. Jermaine Franklin did outland Ditchko. He landed at a higher clip, but Max, you saw it a different way.
Well, look, let's put it this way. In a heavyweight fight where so few punches are thrown around, 97-92 can become 95-94 if two judges see one or two punches a little differently than I did. There wasn't a lot of action. I suppose, after all, it is possible not to have 97-92.
I guess this wasn't a missed opportunity for Jermaine Franklin tonight.
Right.
Wasn't expecting that. As we've been saying all night, it wasn't a huge, a lot of action, but, I just feel like I don't see how Franklin won this fight.
Yeah.
I know Max is doing the math, but to me the math still isn't math.
Yeah.
Well, my point is 95-94 I could see for Ditchko. You want to say 97-92 to 95-94
right.
for Ditchko.
Right.
To get it the other way, you have to miss a whole lot.
Yes. And by the way, not a single judge had the fight for Ivan Ditchko.
That's a problem.
All three across the board for the 989 assassin, Jermaine Franklin Jr.
His corner knew it.
Right. All right, coming up next, our featured prelim of the night, and quite frankly, this bout deserves the distinction. Ukraine's Serhiy Bohachuk, 26-2 overall with 24 career knockouts, and other than Virgil Ortiz Jr., the only man to get the best of him has been tonight's opponent. Compton, Watts, California's Brandon Adams. The two met back in 2021 on one of Miguel Cotto's shows in Puerto Rico. The American that night rallied for the knockout, and tonight, in his 30th pro fight, he vows to produce a similar result. The middleweight rematch is straight ahead, but for now, we go across Allegiant Stadium, where we find the well-dressed Mario Lopez. Mario.
Thank you, John. We are back at the desk here. The crowd is filling in nicely. You can feel the energy in this building as we get ready to kick off the main card at the top of the hour. But right now, high in the rafters is Jim Gray with more on Terrence Crawford. Jim.
Hey, Mario, Bud Crawford's story began in North Omaha, and the fight wasn't in the ring, it was in everyday survival. It was a childhood of not only ducking punches, but bullets. Constantly tested by his own mother's tough love, it shaped his character and developed his discipline and defiance. Crawford learned early that respect isn't given. It's something that's very, very hard to earn, and that became the foundation of one of boxing's most complete champions.
In the heartland of America, where grit isn't just admired, but required, Terrence Bud Crawford was born and built straight out of North Omaha, Nebraska, where the fight starts long before you lace up the gloves.
It's very hard because you grew up in an area full of poverty, and you gotta pick and choose battles, and every day in the hood is a battle.
He grew up in a neighborhood where toughness was currency and survival meant standing your ground. By the time he was a teenager, he'd already been shot at, more than once. But Crawford didn't fold. He sharpened his edge. And in a place where a lot of kids don't make it, Bud punched his way through.
It's all over. Terrence Crawford has become an American star.
Sometimes it's kill or be killed. You don't go out and grind, you don't eat.
His mother didn't coddle him. In fact, far from it. When he got his first world title shot in Scotland, she didn't wish him luck. She told him flat out, "You ain't shit. Gonna get your ass kicked." That was her love language. Ruthless honesty. She bet against him in sparring matches as a kid. Every step of the way, she dared him to prove her wrong. And every time, he did.
Terrence Bud Crawford, the only male to become a two-division undisputed champion.
That chip on his shoulder became his weapon. In the gym, he turned fury into finesse. Crawford wasn't loud. He didn't posture. But in the ring, his hands spoke volumes with footwork like jazz and fists like hammers. He conquered 3 weight classes, undefeated and unflinching. A quiet storm who dismantles legends round by round. Outside the ring, he's a father. Still Nebraska tough, pit bulls and all, but with a softer center. The same guy who'll fight anyone on earth will also show up courtside at his kids' games. That duality is part of what makes him special. Now, Crawford isn't chasing money or fame. He's chasing legacy.
legacy is everything, and legacy is gonna have your name living on for many and many years after you.
From the streets of Omaha to the top of the pound-for-pound list, he's never taken the easy way. Terrence Bud Crawford, father, fighter, survivor, Nebraska tough, world class. So tonight is emblematic of his entire life. A big risk against his greatest opponent. The reward, should he win, would be a crowning achievement for a man who already is a boxing king. Mario, back over to you.
Thank you, Jim. Yes, from the mean streets of Omaha, Nebraska to the bright lights of the biggest stage here, Mark. It truly has been a remarkable journey for Terrence Crawford.
We've heard a lot about Terrence Crawford being shot at early in his career. He drove himself to the hospital. What's less known is that afterward, he vowed to kill the guy who did it. And an uncle told him, hey, listen, you'll get yours if you do that. Why do you think God hasn't let you see him yet? And Crawford thought about it, and he passed on revenge, and he became the fighter that we see today.
And yeah, Mark, it's really incredible that Terrence Crawford has made it to this stage. He was with Top Rank, and they did not foresee him being this kind of star. They didn't give him that kind of push. Even though the talent was always evident, he wasn't a guy who was brash or braggadocious. And here he is, did it his own way in the fight of the century. And if he could beat Canelo tonight, he's going to enter immortality.
And you know, Terrence Crawford with his mindset, you know what I mean? I know and I can relate to where he's coming from. Here's a guy that's been counted out his whole life. But when you came from the mud, man, and you built yourself up to the superstar that he is today in boxing, he's manifested this fight. You feel me? He see how this thing ends. And I believe he has everything it takes to win big tonight. I really do.
Thank you, gentlemen. Right now, let's go ringside back to John Anik. John.
Mario, fellas, thank you very much. We now continue with our prelim action here inside Allegiant Stadium. The Canelo versus Crawford prelims are presented by Riyadh Season. Well, Serhiy Bohachuk quite literally has waited years to settle the score with Brandon Adams, but the latter is intent on proving the upset was no fluke. A cold reality, he is more than ready to dish out twice.
My fight with Brandon Adams, last time I lost this fight and I needed to beat him and show fans, show people I am better. I won every round and just lost it, punch it, that's it.
Good hooks on the inside from Bohachuk.
Last time it's mistake. I am best boxer in this division. I can beat him.
Me and Serhiy Bohachuk fighting again. This is a great opportunity to re-establish myself as one of the top dogs. How I stopped him, how the fight went last time, he needed a shot of redemption. So what better way to do it on the biggest stage of this year? I haven't seen that much growth in what he brings to the table. I need for him to toughen up so that way when we get in the ring, there won't be no excuses this time.
This fight, it's one more step forward. Serhiy Bohachuk 21 and 25. Different because now I'm smarter. Now I have more experience. Now I have more skills. My goal is to become world champion. What happened in last fight, this is big mistake and I need to fix this. He is old and he is not same condition. I need to show I'm better.
This time around, he's saying that since I'm older, I won't be as agile as I was. So we're gonna put that to the test. I'm expecting your best because I'm bringing mine. And I don't plan on going down easy. I plan on winning.
After this fight with Adams, people know who I am. I'm not gonna make this mistake twice.
I know Serhiy Bohachuk, he is thinking about me. He's thinking about how he got dropped, how he got stopped. He's felt it go the opposite way before. I'm that guy, I'm him. I hope you're ready, because I will be.
Well, the magnitude of this opportunity certainly is not lost on Brandon the Cannon Adams, making his Las Vegas debut in his 30th pro fight. The great Mark Kriegel, I don't have to tell you that this man has been brought in by elite fighters as sparring partner in the past, but tonight the focus is on BA, and he believes he can beat Bohachuk a second time.
At 36, Brandon Adams has a too familiar career arc. Promotional problems, long periods of inactivity, disputed decisions. 4 of the last 6 guys he fought were undefeated, but he also has a signature win 4 years ago against Sergey Bohachuk. Tonight he has a chance in front of an international audience to show it wasn't a fluke, what might have been, and what might still be.
Brandon Adams hasn't had the kind of high-profile fights and wins that Bohachuk has had since their first fight. So there's a sense that he won the first one, not on a fluke, but because Bohachuk made mistakes. Because Bohachuk wasn't the fighter then that he is now. We don't know that. Bohachuk was chasing him all over the ring. He was doing some very good things in that fight, but Brandon Adams, who can fight, was countering him, and little by little, as it turned out, wearing him out, and he knocked him out. He stopped him. It's going to have to be a much better Bohachuk to win tonight.
And Bohachuk acutely aware of that fact. Adams didn't fight for 3 years thereafter due to promotional issues. Big one in front of him tonight. Well, undeniably, irrefutably, opportunity knocks for so many fighters tonight, but a real chance for Sergey Bohachuk to vault into stardom if he can exact his revenge here against Brandon Adams. A lot of talking heads in the boxing world are wicked high on this guy. He's 26-2. He's got a lot of momentum coming in here tonight. Let's check in with the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver. Your thoughts on Sergey Bohachuk coming in here to Vegas tonight, my man?
I love Sergey Bohachuk. He's a Ukrainian, and we know they make great champions over there. Usyk, Lomo. He needs to really be motivated and inspired by his countrymen tonight. I like the fact that he's facing a guy that stopped him. That takes a lot of guts and a lot of, nerves. So he has to feel that he's gotten better. And when you look at the fact that he fought world champion Virgil Ortiz Jr. to a majority decision, that could give him some confidence tonight to be victorious over a guy that beat him once before.
And that's the thing. In boxing, you look to see what does a guy do after a fight to gauge the quality of the fighter. Well, since the Bohachuk fight, Virgil Ortiz handled Madrimov much easier, it seems, than Terence Crawford did. And a lot of people are looking at Virgil Ortiz as the best junior middleweight in the world, and a lot of people think Bohachuk beat Virgil Ortiz. So his stock has risen. But styles make fights. Virgil Ortiz was there to be hit, and Brandon Adams is going to try not to be so much.
Yeah, that was an absolute classic last year between Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Sergey Bohachuk, and now he gets his opportunity to get a win against Brandon Adams, who beat him back in 2021. As we show you the tail of the tape, Adams his senior by 6 years. Bohachuk with 3 inches in height, 1 inch in reach. All right, now for the introductions for our featured prelim of the night, here is Joe Martinez.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, this is our final preliminary bout of the evening. A rematch scheduled this in the middleweight division. 10 rounds of action will be judged by Eric Cheek, Glenn Feldman, and Patricia Morse-Jarman. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action is Mark Nelson. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with silver and red, he weighed in officially 156 pounds even. In 29 professional fights, his record stands at 25 victories, 4 defeats, 16 wins coming by way of knockout, hailing from and representing the city of Watts, California, here is Brandon the Cannon Adams! And across the ring stands his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing white with blue and gold. He weighed in also 156 pounds even. In 28 professional fights. His record impressive with 26 victories, 2 defeats, 24 big wins coming by way of knockout. He is the pride of Vinnytsia, Ukraine, fighting out of Los Angeles, California. Here is Sergey El Flaco Bohachuk!
Chief, seconds only. Gentlemen, you had your instructions in the dressing room, so you know exactly what I expect. Punches anywhere from here down are considered low. Punches here and lower are considered low. Obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up, good luck.
The only other guy to ever beat Bohachuk, as I mentioned, is Virgil Ortiz. A lot of people think Bohachuk won that fight. Virgil Ortiz considered by many the best fighter in the division. But he's not just facing a guy who physically beat him. Let's see physically what he can change. Dre, he's facing a guy who knocked him out. He has to overcome that psychologically tonight.
Especially that he was being that he was up as high, you know, on the scorecards the way that he was. That was his fight to lose, and he lost it. So there's two things he has to overcome. How did I let that fight slip away, and why couldn't I recover from that left hand and then ultimately the second left hand? So a lot on Bohachuk's mind. Oh, yeah, including the game plan for this fight as well.
I mean, Brandon Adams taking it right to him and going to the body, seeing how much residual effect from that first fight is still there.
Yeah, the investment into the body apparent early from Brandon Adams. A guy that Andre Ward is very familiar with. You caught a lot of his fights back in 2008, that Contender Series 5 middleweight tournament.
Yeah, I was the host on season 5. I got a chance to be around Brandon, and you know, if he had nothing else, he had dedication. He kept his body in shape. He's a guy who's had constant layoffs for one reason or another, but unlike Franklin in our last fight, he's a guy that stays ready. Right. So when he gets the call, he has moments like he had against Bohachuk when they fought, even though that was some time ago, and I have no doubt he'll be ready tonight.
I mean, these guys are going at it first round, at it.
Good connection to the body by Adams. Nice counter by Bohachuk.
Rematches are about adjustments and creating separation. Adams stayed on the outside of Bohachuk's punches and combinations the first time they fought, which is why he needed a desperate knockout late in the fight. Good body shot.
Dre, he hurt him with a left to the body.
Yes, he did.
Bohachuk's right elbow kick dropped right down.
The adjustment for Adams is what you see right now. Pressure, fighting in a phone booth, and making Bohachuk fight on terms he does not like.
It's really a bold strategy, and we'll see how smart it turns out to be. But what it does, because he got caught with a good right hand coming in there, Adams did.
And that hurt him.
But it's really a gut check for Bohachuk. Adams is going to see right away what's the effect of that first fight. And at first it looked like it was a good idea, and now Bohachuk's getting his range and landing some big shots of his own.
Pretty good response a moment ago by Adams, and he is returning fire with fire tonight as he lands again under a minute to go, round one.
Big right hand over the top for Adams, but I think it was the left hook to the body that was the most effective punch of the round.
That's a glancing right for Adams, putting the combinations together early on.
Good right hand from Bohachuk.
What a first round.
Bohachuk landing nearly 50% of his offerings through 2.5 minutes. There's another left hand.
So far, Bohachuk is not conceding.
What's so...
Punishing uppercut right through the gut, answered well by Adams.
When there's a lot at stake, guys, there's usually a feeling out process. It's so rare to see this. Ding, ding, round one, and you get a war.
Ripped to the body, and then up top for Adams at the end of the round.
Time.
Okay, how do you feel? You feel his power? Yeah? Normal?
This nasty left hook to the body from Brandon Adams. You can land any headshot you want to. Don't hit me with that. And he landed that on the left side and the right side of the body like we see right here. Scraping lefts and rights and big shots also to the head. Credit to Bohachuk for not conceding, not giving in, and at least try to give as much as he got.
Trey for not going down. For not going down from that
when
shot.
When he gives you distance, back to the 1-2. Inside, sneezle, then corpus. Nero, Tashita.
After every combination, bringing your hands back up.
Offense, defense. Position to attack, position to defend.
Let's go, boys.
Right, stay low. Okay? Oh, shit. Hey, right here.
Back up. Over here.
Famed trainer Manny Robles, chief in the corner of Serhiy Bohachuk, here tonight in Las Vegas, round 2.
So that was brutal first round.
See the left and right side of Bohachuk reddened by the body shots of Brandon Adams.
Bohachuk has not done anything to convince Adams that he needs to fight like he did in the first fight from the outside.
Good jab by Adams. Oh, and the right hand got through.
I'll tell you what, guys. Adams is landing the hurting punches.
Oh, good left hand got home for Bohachuk. Oh, short uppercut is there for Adams. Nice counter by Bohachuk.
And what you're seeing, folks, this is not just rock'em sock'em robots. These guys are fighting with world-class skill, but in a phone booth.
Though both fighters are getting hit, they still have defense. You see them picking off shots, blocking shots, ducking from shots. But it's hard to miss everything when you're fighting in a phone booth like this.
I thought I saw Bohachuk shaking the breeze a little bit there from the left hand.
Man, Adams keeping those hands busy. Nothing 36 years old about that hand speed.
You cannot lose punching to the body and having a committed body attack in a fight.
Oh, good uppercut on the inside from Bohachuk.
Meaning you may lose the fight, but it's never a bad idea to go to the body with a two-fisted attack.
Guys, this is special stuff we're seeing through 2 rounds in this fight.
Another uppercut from Bohachuk. You wish 67,000 were already here to witness this. Just over a minute to go, round 2. Oh, that uppercut has been money all night.
Bohachuk is really picking him up with the right uppercut, but it's not discouraging Adams.
Good left hook to the body from Bohachuk. So you can do it, I can do it too.
Right
Adams said, are you sure?
Bohachuk is not giving him the same look on his right flank. Andre, like the left hook to the body that was available for Adams to land that cleanly, Bohachuk's not giving it to him again.
Nor should he.
If he wants to land it, he's going to have to exchange with Bohachuk when Bohachuk goes upstairs with the right hand.
The best way to discourage a fighter from hitting you to the body is to hit him to the body, and that's what Bohachuk is doing right now. Not sure Adams is discouraged, though.
But and Adams is catching him on his elbows and arms.
Oh, tremendous output on both sides. Nice combination for Adams. Oh, Bohachuk with a left hand.
The bell here.
Wow.
Wow.
Beautiful. What's up? Look, B, continue to be patient with them, okay?
Yeah, I did see him. I wasn't wrong about that. Adams kind of waved Bohachuk in the breeze with, it looked like a jab. But Bohachuk came right back with his own shots. And since Bohachuk is no longer giving Adams the right flank, Adams' body shots are straying a little bit low.
Take a deep breath. I love what I see.
Okay.
Good.
A little water in there.
Water. My bad, bro.
Well, a few moments ago, one of the stars of the show, King Callum Walsh, made his way to Allegiant Stadium in advance of the biggest fight of his career. It comes against fellow unbeaten Fernando Vargas Jr. later tonight live on Netflix. So Serhiy Bohachuk was 18-0 with 18 knockouts when Brandon Adams took his O back in 2021. Trying to even the score at 1 fight apiece here tonight as we come up on round 3.
This has been a fantastic fight so far. And I mentioned usually when there's a lot at stake for fighters, and there's a lot at stake for both guys here, you don't see first rounds like the one you saw here. It's the reason people still remember Hagler and Hearns. There have been other great fights like that with that much at stake. Who does this right from the opening bell, and they have not let up since.
And my gosh, Bohachuk just on a mission, right? He's landed 105 punches already to 52 for Adams. See if BA can work his way back in here early round 3.
Both fighters fighting with a lot of motivation for different reasons. Bohachuk is trying to send the message to Adams, which I think he got, is that there's no residual effects, there's no residue from our first fight. His mind is made up in Bohachuk. But Adams doesn't get opportunities very often. There's lulls in the action in his career. He's had promotional and managerial issues. Every opportunity counts for Adams.
Ray, when a fighter like Adams lands that left hook to the body, now Bohachuk is guarding the right side of his body with his elbow. How do you take advantage of the fact that he's doing that if you're Adams?
You want to either feint and see what he does, or do what Adams just did a few seconds ago, go slightly inside the elbow. Not outside, but inside, and then go back outside once you get him used to you going inside the elbow. It's just the nuances of the game.
And that's what I love what I'm seeing so far.
Good shot from Adams right there.
It's not just the brutality, it's brutality with nuance.
High-level brutality. And I believe that's what we're going to see in our main event.
Oh, good left-hand connection by Bohachuk.
High-level brutality, the best kind.
Brandon Adams has been brought in by the likes of Sean Porter, Triple G, Antonio Margarito, Jamal Charlo back in the day. But to Andre's point, he's never himself had the red carpet treatment. Said he's always had to come in the back door. But man, if he can make it 2 wins over this man, it would be enormous.
Some guys are just wrong for other guys. And so far, it looks like Brandon Adams is just wrong for Bohachuk, although it's very different styles of fights.
Yeah, it's 2 different styles, but I like what I see from Bohachuk. I thought I would see a lot more residue from what happened in their first fight. I see none at the moment.
Right, he's digging in.
He's here to win.
By the standards of this fight so far, this is like a round off.
It's crazy volume.
Not that they're not throwing their hands, but each shot is not being thrown with as much force.
Adams with an uppercut, and now right on the belt line late round 3. 3 rounds down, potentially 7 to go.
Hey. Watch your own corner, bro. No one cares what the fuck you got to say. Beautiful shit, B. Keep breaking them down, okay? You know, we already knew they were gonna fake on this goddamn low blow shit. He can't take body shots. They're beautiful investments, Brandon. Look at me in the eyes. This is your time, baby. You look beautiful as fuck, okay? Hey, he know he wants to throw that stupid right at
Adams has gotten busy with the inside work, but you cannot overlook what Bohachuk has done with the uppers and the roundhouse shots and the body shots and just his will. His will is on display right now, just like Adams' will is on display. What are you about? How well did you train? How well did you prepare for this rematch? Right now, Bohachuk, with everything that he's done, is showing that he's ready for this, and he's trying to right the wrong from their first fight.
All right, this is our featured prelim and the lone rematch on the card. Serhii Bohachuk and Brandon Adams, and coming up in less than 20 minutes, we move over to Netflix for the boxing event of the year, Canelo versus Crawford. Now it is round 4, and let us also remind you the $100,000 bonuses that are available tonight. That would be life-changing money for these individuals.
These guys are earning that right now.
And some.
Good jab, and now the body work for Adams, and then another jab up top.
What's similar, though, to me about the first fight, Andre, is that Bohachuk is landing good shots, but they don't seem to be affecting Adams the same way Adams' shots are affecting Bohachuk. And in the first fight, I didn't really notice Adams' shots affecting Bohachuk until the end. In this fight, that started from the first round.
Yep.
Adams doing nice little defensive work in there.
Yep.
Spinning out at times after he lands a shot. Taking away the left hook with that tight right guard.
Skipper Kelp, 2 minutes to go, round 4. What are you seeing?
These two are going tick for tack, and it's anyone's fight right now, but I'm giving the edge to Brandon Adams because, like Max said, his punches have just a little more effect.
All right, thank you, Skip. Bohachuk has landed at a higher clip. He has landed nearly 50 more strikes, but Adams back to work on the jab.
There, Bohachuk is adding a little wrinkle, stepping to the side and opening up the opportunity for the right hand instead of just standing there and slugging.
Adams remains committed to the body. Uppercut for Bohachuk.
Wouldn't even be a bad idea for either one of these fighters to box for a round and then go back to fighting, but that doesn't seem like that's on either of these fighters' agenda right now. Good body work from Bohachuk. Answered back by Brandon Adams.
Oh, it looks like these two watched Corrales Castillo before they came out here for this fight.
Oh, nice sequence for Bohachuk yet again. The Ukrainian fighters had to deal with a lot of circumstances outside the ring as he ate a big right from Adams.
Good perk right there. Good answer from Brandon Adams. The Bohachuk landed 2 good body shots.
Good jab. A stiff one from Bohachuk.
Watch your heads, guys.
Looping left from Adams.
Oh, I mean, those Adams shots, he is landing. Every time I've seen a guy, I think, hurt a bit, it has been Bohachuk so far. To the body with the left hook, upstairs with the left jab, and even if the right hand hasn't wobbled him, it's flown his head a couple times.
And you wonder what the judges, Eric Cheek, Glenn Feldman, Patricia Morse-Jarman, are seeing. Adams in attack mode late round 4.
Trying to steal the round.
Ooh, that left hook on the inside to end the round to the body for Adams.
Are you kidding me?
You see how he tries to close the last 10 rounds, right? Now you understand what, now you see it. Okay, so good. Hey, listen, I like what you're doing, but look, you have to end up going to the right. You have to go to the right.
Adams has done a lot of good work in this round. Started with the jab. You wouldn't expect to see jabs in close quarters like that, but he finished with 2 big body shots. Then he got out of the way of danger and then landed another jab to the chin of Bohachuk. That's discouraging when you get hit with jab, fundamental stuff, and then big punches, and then you try to get some get back, and nobody's there.
One of the men of the hour, Fernando Vargas Jr. with dad and brothers in tow. He is the underdog tonight, but he will try to bounce Callum Walsh from the ranks of the unbeaten. We'll see which highly touted prospect spins it forward to the positive later tonight, live on Netflix. For now, though, hugely important things here in the rematch between Brandon Adams and Serhii Bohachuk as we arrive at round 5.
You know, Adams comes out and takes the fight to Bohachuk in the first round because he wants to see, have I taken your heart? Are you fully recovered? And Bohachuk answered, no, you haven't. But since then, if there's any wilting in either fighter, if that's the case, it seems to me it's Bohachuk with a little more give. And it's not because he's been psychologically damaged. It's physically what Adams is doing to him in this fight.
Yeah, it's not heart nor will. Oh, man. Part of that combination got through for Bohachuk. Interesting to see him offer up that wry smile towards the end of round 4. He enjoys his job for sure.
Fellas, I'm not sure if I see any back down or give even the slightest bit in Bohachuk.
It's not back down like he doesn't want it. It's that he's the one who's been shooken up by shots.
Oh, beautiful double up on the left hand by Adams. That got Bohachuk's attention.
Yeah, but then he answers like that.
Because the spirit is willing, but the flesh can only take so much.
But right now, he's taking it.
He's taking it. I'm just saying where the flesh is giving a little bit, it seems to me it's Bohachuk's. Although, look, in the first fight, I would have said it was Adams, and Adams won the fight by knockout.
Yep. Adams really starting to match that high volume of Bohachuk.
I see Bohachuk looking and getting out of the way of punches, even in close. Things are just missing his chin, just missing his body. Shots that would have hit him early in the fight, not that one. But he's trying, he's there, he's engaged, he's in the moment.
But you know why, Dre? Because yes, he is doing those things, but Adams is not stopping. So he makes 2 or 3 good moves and misses 2 or 3 shots, but here comes 2 or 3 more. You got to get away from all of them.
Heavy shot from Brandon Adams.
Right hook to the body.
To the left side of Bohachuk's body, back to the head for good measure.
Oh, short right gets through for Adams.
Difference in this fight is power.
Yep. I think in large part that's what Max has been alluding to, right?
Yeah, it's whatever it is about the Brandon, what he brings to Bohachuk is wrong for Bohachuk.
And it's a lot of fight to be fought in this fight.
No
We're
question.
only halfway through.
No question. I mentioned Corrales Castillo just when it looked like Castillo was going to win by knockout. Corrales did. And this has some kind of semblance of that.
Short uppercut by Brandon Adams. Adams remains committed to the body. There's another one. Man, he's finishing these rounds strongly.
He touched him to the body. He's showing all signs that he's hurt over here. Listen, remember, you're a B-side. They don't give a fuck about you. So go out there. We're not going to build yet, but I truly believe that we can get him in 3 rounds. Can you see it? Yeah. You see how you're going to build it up? Just keep chipping away, touching him there, touching him there, touching him there. If you see him go wide, I want you to loop behind, loop right here to the ears, okay? Push him down too, because the one thing I can't ask more of those, I want you to take a little bit more angles. Other than that, beautiful, son. Okay. Take a deep breath. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Come on. Here's my bad, bro. Good. Little down your trousers. All right, beautiful.
Head coach Trevor Zambrano not mincing words there after the round. True reaction from my broadcast partner.
I mean, it's just sometimes the corner work is such a beautiful thing. They were so on the money with everything they told Brandon Adams in the corner just now.
Yes, he was.
All right, we have crossed the midpoint of the rematch. Here we go, round 6. Bohachuk wearing the Ukrainian colors, white, blue, and yellow. Black trunks for Adams.
That's when you geek out on a fight, when the action is this good and then you even get to the corner and it's great.
Yeah. Oh,
that shot hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shot upstairs looked good, but it was more of an arm punch. But he got his body behind that body shot Brandon Adams did.
Good counter by Bohachuk.
That's how you know Bohachuk's mind is made up, because if it's not, he doesn't take a lot of these shots that he's taking.
Right.
I mean, there's the competitive spirit of both these guys is so obvious.
Right hand got through the middle for Bohachuk.
Yes, it did.
Just look at where Bohachuk's elbows are now compared to the first round. He does not want those body shots.
I mean, these guys have had their foot on the gas from moment one of this fight.
That was Bohachuk's best shot in a while, that left hook upstairs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Short to the point.
Yeah, Brandon Adams' corner wanted to remind him, you're the B-side. So those that are at home that don't know what that means, you're not supposed to win. You're not the guy. So they'll give us nothing. And he's urging his pupil to keep pressing on the gas.
Let me tell you something. In this new world of boxing that we are entering with this card, I don't know about the A-side and B-side anymore, guys. The B-side looks live to me. B-side just won the last fight in a fight I thought he lost.
Right. On all 3 cards. Under a minute here to go, round 6.
And that wasn't the first B-side that won tonight.
Right. Responsible guard for Bohachuk, yet somehow still penetrated partially by Adams.
They've slowed it up a little bit, still throwing punches like they mean it, but I mean, this pace has been just absurd.
Motrin in the morning. Boy's going to be sore. Adams lands the right hand on the inside.
See how Bohachuk tried to make a move. Adams held his left glove with his right arm and followed him and was thinking about throwing that left hook. There's no let up.
Some pretty consequential shots being landed here late in the round by Bohachuk, and Adams immediately answers. Oh! Cracking right hand late in the round by Adams. It's a lot of offense to call.
Okay. Let me put water on this side. Put your head back. How we feeling? Look, Bohachuk, you're landing. He's looking to land punches over your head, so you got to be able to step under, right? And when you try to push him back, and when you generate space, come back to the jab, come back to the 1-2, son.
Okay.
You understand? Right?
You're gonna get him. You got both your left side and your right side. The big thing, look at me, B. The big thing is please do it when you got your balance. Okay, beautiful. Keep stepping with him like that. I'm good.
A little water and water mouthpiece in my mouth.
His Excellency, Turki Al-Sheikh with Jason Statham, enjoying our featured prelim here. Will be on Netflix, top of the hour.
How many times have we heard, oh, this is the fight to save boxing, this guy will save boxing?
Yeah.
Turki Al-Sheikh has saved boxing.
Yeah. Well, this fight tonight, this main event does not happen without him nor Dana White.
But it was in a position where it really did need something, and it seems that we found it.
So not only did Serhii Bohachuk challenge Virgil Ortiz Jr. Go ahead, Max.
I mean, that right hand over the top, it's like hitting a piñata. And it was the left hook that finished the fight in the first time around.
Yeah, and it's not that Bohachuk is not feeling those right hands and those big shots. He's just not allowing himself to go. I'm not going tonight. That's his mind.
Right.
Yep, and it was followed by the left hook to the body. But that's tough, guys, when a guy hurts you with a left hand to the body, hurts you upstairs with a jab, already stopped you with a left hand in the previous fight, and starts banging on your head with the right hand.
High level stuff.
But you're right, Andre. Bohachuk is in, bite down on the gum shield mode, especially given what happened between these two guys in 2021. Nice counter by Adams.
Yeah, that kind of knockout, especially at that stage in Bohachuk's career, that stays with you. You sleep with that, you wake up with that, you take that to the gym. That's where this hunger and this grit is coming from, to take those kind of shots from Brandon Adams, because he doesn't want to live with a part two.
Oh, part two is much more ferocious than part one.
And brutal.
It's not, by the way, Bohachuk is dishing out a brutal beating too. It's just not as bad as Adams so far.
These guys have thrown almost 600 punches apiece through 6+ rounds. A lot of circumstances to that first meeting. Slippery mat. A lot of the sponsor logos were peeling off. That was in Puerto Rico back in 2021.
Both fighters got their feet firmly on the canvas tonight.
That's right. Under a minute to go, round 7.
There's some swelling on the face of Brandon Adams.
The good right hand by Bohachuk. That's the, he doesn't land a lot of those every round. A nice left hook upstairs, but this round now he started to land some good, clean, hard shots. Oh, that's about 5 or 6 for Bohachuk in the last 30 seconds. All upstairs.
Get your hands free.
Probably the first semi-clinch we've seen this whole fight.
Yeah, and it was Adams holding.
For just a split second.
It's the right hand up top is flashy, but the left hook to the body has just been thudding all night for Brandon Adams.
Beautiful overhand right by Adams. Now back to the body work. Bohachuk answers with a 3-piece of his own.
What can you do except tip your cap to these guys?
Beautiful round. Beautiful round. Take a deep breath. Hold it for 4 seconds. Good. We don't need to really do anything different. You're going to find your spot. Look at me. You're going to find your spot. I know you're going to find your spot. I've been seeing it. You just got to continue to break him down. This is your fight, baby. You've been doing everything you want to all goddamn night. I don't need to tell you to do anything besides be yourself, all right? Good.
Always in position to attack. When you're done, get me back on defense. But you got to pressure. You got to go. Smart pressure. Give me 3s and 4s. Back him up. And step and turn, come around and go to the right, and then push him back. You got that? Let's go, all right? 8th round coming up. All right, take a deep breath. He gives you the 1-2, take the 1-2, okay? Take the 1-2. Let's go, 1-2 left.
Round 8, okay? Good?
All right, Skipper Kelp, you've had a front row seat for the action. What are your thoughts thus far?
I have a 69-64 for Adams. Bohacek is so tough, but Adams is starting to impose his will a little bit.
All right, Skip, thank you very much. Potentially some very interesting scorecards forthcoming. 3 rounds to go.
Adams' corner very happy. Bohacuk's corner very urgent.
Yep. Adams gets that right hand through.
And it's point scoring and all that. And as I mentioned, it's flying his head, but I haven't seen Bohacuk really hurt from it. It's the left hand that's the hurting hand to me for Adams.
Kind of punches that Brandon Adams throws, he doesn't load up and they don't take a lot out of him. Everything is on the same trajectory and it just flows. It's almost like heavy bag work where he's not grunting or, you know, exerting himself more than he should. He's just letting the shots go and they land heavy.
Bohacuk is he's been hit with many more clean shots, although I'll say in the last round and a half, Bohacuk has been able to reach Adams with cleaner shots upstairs.
This was the round in which, excuse me, Max, Brandon Adams stopped Bohacuk back in 2021.
In a fight in which he didn't dish out nearly this much damage.
Right, not at all. Bohacuk was up 69-63 and 68-64 times 2 when the knockout came back then.
And was doing the chasing.
Safe to say both of these fighters are in outstanding shape to put forth this type of offensive
Yes, sir, you better be.
Now, Adams, to me, looks like he's setting something up here with the way he's kind of throwing these short punches, Dre, without a lot on them, like trying to get Bohacuk used to a certain speed and rhythm. And it makes me think he's got something planned.
Yeah, I think it's the overhand right. The shot he's been landing, but he wants to land it right and land it harder than he has thus far. If I can rock you to sleep with this cadence, then I hit you with a shot that shocks you.
There's the big left hook. Touch.
And he may not, Brandon Adams may not be looking for any particular shot. He may just be looking for a shot to open up, and he'll take it. Bohacuk is still coming.
Adams gets that right hand home over the top late in the round. Now to the body. Oh, and a late left hook for Adams.
Bohacuk has some chin.
Bohacuk said, "You're not going to get me twice in this 8th round. I don't care what you hit me with."
Hold the back for 4 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside Allegiant Stadium, please make sure you put on your wristbands for the entire road card so you can be part of the experience.
And there's the hook to the body. Adams ducks the left hook and then the left hook upstairs. And remember, in the first fight, it didn't look like a particularly devastating left hook that started the knockout.
Put them together. You understand? Put your combinations together, right? And work your combinations that look to step and turn and then jump on his ass.
Okay.
You understand? Every now and then, generate a little bit of space. Take a step back and pick him up with your right uppercut. Okay? Let's go. 2 rounds left.
All right, here we go. Round 9. You could call it round 17 between Bohacuk and Adams. Their careers forever linked, regardless of result tonight.
The question is, can Bohacuk, and maybe not, we'll see how this judges have it, but it seems to me Adams is up in this fight. Can Bohacuk muster something dramatic? By the way, he dropped Virgil Ortiz twice. This is round 17. No knockdowns against Adams.
Right. Nothing even close. Dropped Ortiz in round 1 and round 8 of their fight last year. Body shot lands for Adams.
Oh, that's the shot we were just talking about. about a round and a half ago.
Touch, 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 and then all of a sudden, throw it like you mean it.
Boychuk still not going.
This fight had all the makings of a knockout fight, one way or another, from the opening bell. And both guys are still here in the 9th round. Got to talk to Dana about a BMF belt in boxing.
I'm telling you.
Because this is the BMF fight of the night so far.
Oh, for sure. Oh, short left. Penetrates the guard of Bohachuk. Adams has been the busier fighter statistically over the second half of the fight.
You know, Max Holloway is loving this fight right now.
Oh, yeah. No man has landed more strikes in a UFC fight than Max. Oh.
And is willing to lay it all out there every time, just like these two guys are doing right now.
Seems like Bohachuk's offense is a little bit labored now in round 9, under a minute to go. Still throwing, but not as much snap on it.
No, they're both exhausted. And I think saving something for the last round.
Yes, exactly.
Good uppercut by the Ukrainian fighter.
Yeah, Bohachuk has landed some sneaky uppercuts in this round.
Surprised the crowd isn't more involved in a fight like this.
Not here yet. Crowd's mostly not here
We
yet.
heard him earlier.
Under 30 seconds to go in the round. Adams back to work.
Yeah, good body shot under the heart of Bohachuk.
Oh.
Hands free, guys. Get out of there.
Both these fighters are going to be hurt.
I'm telling you, man.
And for the rest of next week.
Whew.
And I'm hurting just watching this.
That is the end of round 9. One more to go.
You got a feeling like this is going to be a big 10th round.
I would think so.
That was the quietest of the fight.
Beautiful. Look.
Oh, remember my nose?
Yeah. Take a big breath from your big breath. Look at me, B. You got him. You can get him now. You've earned it. You broke him down. You see him keep leaning in over there? Oh, you know where I want him. Even if you knock this goddamn lead hand out the way,
Last round.
you got to knock him out the way and wipe his face. You're going to get him. All right? Beautiful work, though. Keep stepping. It's no rush, but I know you got
last round. Wait till the bell.
We gotta win. We gotta win big. We gotta stop this guy. Okay? All right? Keep your mouth nice and tight, guard up nice and high, and stay low for me. All right? Keep looking to go to the body. Keep looking for the uppercuts and then go to the body and step in.
Well, if you're Trevor Zambrano and Damon Harris in that corner of Brandon Adams, you got to be absolutely thrilled with what you've gotten out of your 36-year-old fighter here tonight.
Now the question for Brandon Adams, is he willing to close the show in a big dramatic way? Or does he think he's right now moving like he thinks he has the fight won?
Well, I would think there should be some risk management if he thinks he's ahead by that much, but you never know.
I think that's just a reset from Adams to get back in position to do what he's done the first 9 rounds. Stay in the pocket, rip shots to the head, to the body, and do what Max said, which is try to close the show.
I mentioned Max Holloway. The reason he's connected with fans in the UFC is because even when he's up, he's willing to lay it all out there. And right now, that is what Brandon Adams is doing.
Oh, some power shots late from Brandon Adams. Yeah, not sitting on a lead ever is Max Holloway.
It's a different sport, but it is combat. It's a combat sport. And the same thing that fans connect to in any combat sport. It's the passion, it's the willingness to take risks.
Adams appears to be the fresher fighter late.
You know, unless you talk about the most sublime boxers, that's also a beautiful thing to watch in boxing. It's just that this ain't these guys.
Strong uppercut a moment ago by Bohachuk as he closes the distance, working Adams up to the ropes. Under 90 seconds now to decide it.
Adams muscles Bohachuk to the ropes.
There's been by the standards of this fight, a slowing of the pace certainly over the last round and a half.
Oh, body head beautifully done by Adams. Nice uppercut by Bohachuk. And now a right hand for Serhi.
A disciplined left hook from Brandon Adams.
Oh. The right hand from Adams, I thought, may have shaken Bohachuk up just then.
Oh, beautiful combination by Adams. Some of those shots blocked, most got through. Oh, a couple nice right hands, and now a left from Bohachuk. Back and forth we go. My
nice
gosh.
Two-piece from Brandon Adams.
The left hand to the body.
He actually landed that right hand across the heart and finished with the left hook to the body.
Improbably, this one looks like it's going the distance, guys.
Final seconds of this absolute war, the rematch between Brandon Adams and Serhi Bohachuk.
Wow.
Stand and cheer, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of mutual respect between those two athletes as they go the distance in their highly anticipated rematch here tonight. And as we look ahead to a big 2026 for the sport of boxing and Zuffa boxing, both of these guys are under that banner and will be heard from in 2026 and beyond. Congrats to both Serhi Bohachuk and Brandon Adams for putting on an absolute classic on the biggest stage of their careers tonight.
We knew there was going to be violence in this fight, but we didn't know it was going to quite be like this. Early on, Brandon Adams let Bohachuk know that I'm going to check your temperature and see if the first fight is still there, if there's still residual effects of that knockout. And Bohachuk, for most of the fight, answered just as much as Brandon Adams, but Adams, as the fight progressed midway and late, just created enough separation where he landed the better shots and the harder shots and punched a lot more. And in that last round, Brandon Adams put himself in a position to possibly stop Bohachuk. And that's what you want with rematches. You want adjustments and separation. I think Adams had enough separations in this fight.
All right, with that, the official decision is in. Here is Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. Judge Eric Cheek scores it 99-91. Glenn Feldman and Patricia Morse-Jarman both see it 98-92. All three in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Brandon the Cannon Adams!
Enormous win for Brandon the Cannon Adams. You can argue biggest win of his career, not by knockout, but getting it done across 10 hard rounds with Serhi Bohachuk, and all of a sudden, Brandon Adams has set himself up for a massive 2026. Thanks to everybody for watching the Canelo versus Crawford prelims presented by Riyadh Season. Canelo v. Crawford. The moment is here, starts right now, live on Netflix.